So I'm live. Cool. No one's watching. This is probably going on a YouTube channel, so I better speak, right? Hopefully, more folk will join in. If not, this is going to be deleted. Let's see. Just sitting on my talking to nobody because nobody's watching. Oh. Has it worked? All right, please.
Marlo, absolutely no idea what was going on there.
Oh, well, at least it's working now. I'm going to post the link up on Facebook group and hopefully get some more folk.
Are you hosting this on your computer then?
Ah, yeah.
It's an absolute joke because you can't host it on your iOS devices.
No.
It's such a joke. Don't understand it at all.
No, I.
So the problem is my laptop I've set up in the shed and my bloody camera's sat up in the corner. So that means I'm going to need to sit in the middle of my brew shed if I want to host it. It's a load of crap instead of being able to sit in my lounge. Absolute joke. No idea at all. Well, there you go.
Aye.
So what have you done then? Have you just gone to YouTube into streaming?
Yep.
And just set up a Hangouts in there, yeah?
So in your live streaming bit,
yeah,
if you do it like want to go live straight away, you've got to set it all up with some sort of encoding. So all I did was created an event and hit go live now.
That's right.
And it just popped up with this.
Yeah. So this is basically on YouTube.
Yeah, it's broadcasting to nobody.
Yeah, broadcasting to nobody. Just me and you.
Yeah, BrewTube way that.
But there you go. How are you anyway? How's life as a father? All right?
It's going all right. Things are starting to calm down a little bit.
Are you getting any sleep?
Yeah, the little one's finally in like a proper bedtime routine. So we put him down about 8 o'clock, and he.
Hello.
Still there, Hapless?
Yeah, your reception is pretty shitty there. Have you got bad broadband?
Yeah, it's not the greatest.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, you keep breaking up. So, sorry, you stick him to bed when?
We stick him in bed about 8 o'clock. He wakes up in the night, but he's easy enough to get back down. So finally getting some decent sleep.
Very good. Very good. It's very important. Did you take any time off work when he was born or not?
Yeah, I took 2 weeks because that's all I could.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. It's just a massive, massive, massive kick in the balls, isn't it?
It is, mate.
Everything changes just right there, and everything changes.
Yeah, I know.
Mate, I've got grandchildren now.
Well, that must be good because you can give them back.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. You can't. It's just thanks, bye. Yeah. It's just so much better. Yeah. I know I don't look old enough to be a granddad, but yeah, I am. But there you go. How's the brewing going then? Are you on with it or not?
I haven't done out since my son was born.
Have you not?
Just can't find the time, really.
Yeah.
Tricky. Plus, I don't have temperature control at the minute, so I wouldn't brew much anyway. What with the temperatures being up and down like they are.
No. I keep seeing people on BrewTube just chucking stuff away, and it's like, no, it's just awful. I will. Well, yeah, I stopped. I stopped doing it. So
yeah, me too.
When I started doing it, 3 years ago, realised it was all about temperature control. Didn't have it, stopped doing it, end off. And I didn't start doing it to get sort of controlling the temperature, because without it, you're just pissing in the wind when this happens. So,
yeah,
you know, we're in the southwest. When it gets hot, it gets hot.
Yeah,
and that's it. So, you know,
that's it. I'm probably start up again. Hopefully, September sort of time.
Yeah, it's very difficult when kids come along. They're they take over your life.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Selfish little buggers.
Yeah. Have you posted the link? Is anyone coming on?
I have just posted the link. Don't know if anyone's coming on though.
Well, there you go. Sorry, mate. Just let me straighten stuff up. Don't mind me if I start eating, because I was just in the middle of dinner.
Don't sweat it, hapless.
All right, Monty.
Hang on, I need to get a bottle opener.
Oh no, that didn't work, did it? So, what's happening about the missus then? If she took time off work?
Yeah, she's gonna be off till mid-October, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But she's already eager to get back to work.
Yeah. It seems to be the thing nowadays, doesn't it, that women, sadly, have got to do what they need to do, and then they're straight back into work. Gone are the days where they can stay at home with the kids until they start school. It's
we just can't afford to do it.
No, people can't. This is the problem. It's such a shame, isn't it? Things have changed so much. And they really have. Cost of fucking living. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But it would just be lovely. But, I'm sure that when I was, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 43. But I'm sure when I was young, I don't think things existed. I don't think we could go off to sort of any sort of school or anything like that at that sort of age. It didn't exist, did it? I'm sure.
Did when I was young. I went to I think it was only from 2 years old though. But I certainly went to some sort of preschool school.
Is that? Well, no idea.
But I'm 10 years younger than you.
Are you?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. You must have had no paper on, pal. That's all I can say. What are you drinking?
Commercial. Fired Up Donkey, red rye IPA. Nice, very spicy.
Yeah, very good. Very good. I'm on...
what about yourself?
Well, I've been drinking my Root Citra 6, the Detour, all night, but
oh yeah,
I'm just sort of a little bit worried that the keg is it's about to kick. So I've battered it, absolutely battered it. So yeah, I keep using the excuse that I've been trying to balance the pipes. That's what I keep.
Right.
I keep telling the missus. I said, darling, I've got to get these pipes sorted. It just ain't right. It's not right at all. I'm just going to go and see if we can get it sorted. So, yeah. I've pretty much spanked it. So I'm on life and death at the minute. It's all right. Quite nice. But, yeah, sadly, I'm on bottle. I've got Cindy Juice and the Hop Sniffer. And they're cold crashing at the minute. I don't normally cold crash, but I'm cold crashing both of them, and I'm going to keg and bottle them tomorrow. So I shall have my pipes back up and sorted by this time next week.
Good stuff.
Yeah, but you're all commercial at the minute then. Obviously, you can't get anything.
I've got like a couple of bottles of homebrew left, but I'm also trying to set up a homebrew club in my town. So I'm trying to keep those. Sorry?
Homebrew club in your town, yeah?
Yeah, there isn't one, so I'm trying to set one up. So we might have a meeting in the next couple of weeks. So I'm saving them for that. But that's all the homebrew I've got.
Yeah. We don't have much really. We had I've been to one homebrew meeting locally, but sadly it wasn't for me. You know, it just didn't work for me. It was all everybody just sort of comparing penises. I can't you know, I've got a 20-litre pot. Well, I've got a 30. Well, I've got a 60-litre pot. It's like, okay, see you later, knobheads.
Who cares as long as you're brewing something you want to drink?
Exactly. You know, I mean, it's just, you know, it's completely irrelevant. They were so hell-bent on comparing who's got the biggest knob. They weren't interested in the end result, you know, the beer. So, yeah, it didn't work for me, unfortunately. Very behind in the Southwest. Yeah, very much so. On homebrew, beer. I mean, in my town where I am, if you want a decent beer, I hate to say it, you're going to Wetherspoons.
Right. Yeah, that's a bit of
that's it.
Poor show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pathetic. We've got one other place, which is a restaurant-y type place. They've got a few sort of beers on, but you know, unless you want to spend £6, £7, £8 a pint, it's fucking pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. But there you go.
No, we do all right for beer culture up here, especially Leeds, which ain't too far away.
Where are you?
Harrogate, do you know it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just north of Leeds.
Yeah. No.
But Leeds is cracking for beer culture. If you want to get over there, and whatever you want, they've got something to cater for you.
Yeah. It's Southwest. It's lovely. It's very nice, but it's behind. It's completely fucking behind. I mean, you know, everything, you know, from national chains and anything, you know, we just do not get it down here. It's such a crying shame. But hey ho, it will change eventually. It will
One
change.
day.
The problem is that once you get to Bristol, anything south of Bristol, that's it. It finishes. You go to Bristol, everything you want, it's all there. But once you move a little bit further south, that's it. It's just fucking terrible. Nothing at all. But hey ho. Is anyone coming on? Have you posted?
I don't know. I posted the link.
That's it.
Hopefully someone else will come on. Not that I don't enjoy your company or anything, Graham.
Well, fuck you. It's all right. Oh, no. Hey up. He's here.
Hey up, who's this?
Hello?
No, he's all muted.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right. Oh. That'd be all right. Yeah. There you go. So, yeah, there's going to be no brewing for me, actually, for a couple of weeks, I don't think, to be brutally honest. So, I just... Oh, shit. I'm here. You rested on the remote control.
Quality.
Just a sec. Let me try and get somewhere better. There you go. Yeah, probably no brewing for me for a couple of weeks, to be brutally honest. I just haven't got the chance at the minute, but luckily I've got a few on that are ready to go in the keg, and that'll
tie you over.
Yeah, that'll tie me over. It's hard work trying to keep up with this habit.
Yeah. But I've got to get back into making videos properly, because I've not been doing that since Letland was born.
No, I've noticed. But then again, I mean, it's not just the making of the videos; it's the editing of the videos, getting the videos up. It's just.
Well, that's it.
You know, they're all consuming children, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got like 4 smash off reviews that I've done. I filmed them. I just need to edit them and put them up. But
it's finding the time. You come home from work, you spend a bit of time with your little one.
Yeah.
You have your dinner, you do your thing, you have a drink. Next thing you know, you're knackered and you're ready.
Yeah, you want to go to bed.
And that's it. Yeah. We're all in the same boat. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So I've got probably 15 videos, reviews that I need to put up.
Yeah.
But I like to try and stage out the sort of reviews because, you know, it irritates me, but people don't like you putting up too many sort of reviews. They don't watch them. You know, they don't.
No, well, to be honest, I don't really watch them unless it's someone like yourself who's, you know, got a bit about them and can make the review good. Not, I don't want to like mention anyone, but some folk are just a bit bland. And when they're talking about brewing, it's fine because it's a more interesting topic. Whereas when they're trying to talk about beer that they're drinking, and without a decent personality, the review videos can be a bit dull.
Well, they can. I mean, ultimately, you're watching somebody drink a beer, you know. And
yeah, exactly.
Even if you are, and I'm not a beer geek by any stretch of the imagination, but even if you are and you can describe exactly what you're drinking, it's not always that exciting, you know. So
no.
You know, it is very difficult, you know. So, but hey, it is what it is. I love getting beer mail. I love drinking.
Oh,
beer
me
mail,
too.
But
you feel, I always feel like when I get a beer mail, I need to give it a review because someone's taken the time to send us it. So it's the least I can do to.
Of course it is.
Tell them make a little video, tell them what I think about it.
No, absolutely, yeah. You know, and I do. You know, but I've got so many of the bloody things that it's just very difficult to keep on top of it. And that sounds, you know, that sounds like a really selfish thing to say, but
well, at the end of the day, though, this is our hobby, isn't it? And we've made our hobby like worse by making videos on top of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we're doing this for fun. We're not doing this because we're making any money out of it.
No.
So
no.
we can moan as much as we like about.
I suppose
people sending us beer.
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. I know, but it's just it's wicked that we get, you know, beer mail sent to us. I mean, all my beer mail gets sent to the office, you know, and it's like,
right.
You know, the guys look like, fucking hell, what's this? More beer, and it's like, it's like, fucking, why do people send you so much beer? It's like, I don't know. Are my beer reviews really that interesting? Because I don't consider myself a beer nerd by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sort of, you know, up until starting to brew beer, I drank wheats, so Hefeweizens, wheat beers, etc. So, you know, relatively bland beers. And it's only of late that I've really started to get into, you know, IPAs, pale ales, porters, blah blah blah. And now I've really started to appreciate beer, but I never did. You know, I was just sort of, you know, wheat beer, Hefeweizens, and I love the stuff. It's still a good drink, a good sort of summer drink. But now I'm drinking everything. The only problem is the stuff I'm drinking now is too strong. Too strong. You know, so the sort of IPAs that I'm drinking now, they're all 6.5s. So instead of drinking 4.9s and 5%, so you're drinking 6.5, 7%. You're just on your ass before you know it.
That's very true.
And I'm old. I can't handle it.
You're not that old, Graham. If you're old, then I'm old. So I'm not having it.
Well, I'm 43. You're 33.
Exactly, mate.
I was damn sight. When I was 33, I could do a damn sight more than I can now. So, there you go. Is little one in bed now?
Yeah.
Bless. Oh, dear. Yeah, children. Hard work, mate. How's the wife taking it? Is she managing all right?
She's doing really well, actually. I was a bit good. I've got two, and after the first one was a bit of a traumatic birth, let's say. So I was a bit worried this time round, but she's been fantastic.
I didn't realise you had another child.
Oh no, I've got a little girl. She's 4.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Didn't realise. I thought
That's all right.
first. Ah, right. Oh, okay. Oh,
but yeah.
Stop your whinging then. You're used to it. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, lucky. I mean, all that sort of stuff was done and dusted when I was young. Well, how old? 43. So my youngest is 22. So,
right.
Yeah.
Just doing the maths, working that back.
Yeah, I know. I'm from the north. We start early.
Oh, well, I suppose, yeah.
So yeah, I've got grandkids now. I've got 2 grandchildren now. So.
How old are they?
Yeah, I've got one that is 3, almost 3, and one that is just 1, just turned
Just 1.
Yeah.
Cracking ages.
Yeah, she is just a delight, absolute delight. Oscar is a pain in the ass. He's just a typical gobby, whingy boy. Only interested when he wants something. But Nora, a little girl.
Yeah.
She comes in my office most days. My daughter comes in to see me in the office, and it's just beautiful. She comes wandering in. She jumps up into my arms and has a cuddle. It's lovely.
Bless.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. But then as soon as you start whinging, I'll say, "Yeah, lovely. Thank you for coming. Goodbye." and that's it. See you later. So, hey ho. I'm thinking I need another beer.
Fair enough. I'll see if I can convince anyone to join us.
Yeah. Get somebody on. Who's that? He's very quiet, his young man there.
Longstraw.
Longstraw, yeah. Are you coming on? Are you going to hide?
He's just hiding, isn't he?
Hey?
I said he is just hiding.
Yeah. He's just stalking us. Come on in.
Can't.
We see you. This is the problem on Fridays, though. I come home from work on a Friday. First thing I do, open a beer. And then by this time of night, I'm fucking arsehole. It's ridiculous. I'm such a half pint. I'm looking forward. Are you going to the thing in August? No.
No, because when it was being talked about and everyone was buying tickets, it was like just a few weeks away from my son being born. So I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. And by the time my son was born, I was like, maybe I should, and sort of kind of passed. I won't be able to get tickets for the same thing everyone's at, so I'll do the next one.
Do you know what? I actually do think they're still available.
You do?
I think they are, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, right.
I got 2 tickets, and I've just given mine away to Dr. Hans. He's coming. He's coming flying over from Sweden. Unbelievable.
Wow.
But yeah, I do think they're still available, to be brutally honest. So get yourself on there and buy some. But yeah, I'm slightly worried about it because I'm a complete fag. I'm a real half pint. So we're starting at 11 o'clock, and then 5 o'clock. I was and we'll go out on the town afterwards. He's like, will we really? Great.
I don't know. I don't want to talk bad of the Brew Tubes, but I think a lot of them talk a bigger game than they can handle.
I don't know. No idea. Well, I suppose we'll soon find out. I've got a sneaking suspicion that I'm going to be sort of the one to fall. Because I sort of dive in quite heavy. And then I thought, yeah. And I've got a cut-off switch. So
right.
As I've got older, I've sort of my on-off switch works a bit better. So I think, right, that's it. I've had enough. Stop. Finish. When I was younger, I'd just keep going, and then, bad things had happened. But of late, I've sort of I've grown up a little bit in the last 2 months.
Hey up. Got a ceiling.
Oh, it's Ali.
It's Ali's ceiling. It's Ali's head.
It's Ali's head. He's upside down.
Needs to put some clothes on.
Hey up. He's naked. Oh my God. Ali.
Unmute yourself, Ali.
Ali, you've got your speaker muted. Hello.
Unmute yourself. Can I unmute him? I don't think I can.
Hello, is that better?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Hello, mate. I'm just going from work.
Why are you naked?
Huh?
Why are you naked?
Yeah, I'm just going from work, you know, take my top off, sit in my pants in my kitchen. That's what we do, isn't it, us men?
Yeah.
It's a Friday night. How's life treating you, Ali?
Oh, fuck. What are we doing then? We're all a bit jerky, yeah?
We're drinking.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So is Adam out with Matt all night, is he? Or was that just a quick meet-up, was it?
I thought that was like their lunchtime. Matt's Friday lunchtime beers, which he
Oh, he's always that, and he's got a great job.
Yeah.
No idea. Yeah, no idea. I just saw the image, photo earlier. I've absolutely no idea. Do you know what? I couldn't do that. I could not go out at lunchtime, have a pint or two, and go back to work and operate. I'll be fucked. Doesn't work for me. I'm useless. Absolutely useless. Once I have a drink, that's it. I've got to carry on.
No, I'm sorry.
If I don't carry on, I go to sleep. End of. That's just it. But yeah, he certainly enjoys a drink at lunchtime. Every lunchtime, you see his pictures come up. Lucky bugger. But there you go. That's what it is. It's because he's got.
Let me think. I'll be back in a second. I'll go and get some clothes on.
Just me and thee again, Graham.
Yeah, no, he's gone. He's just gone off to get something. I need to get a beer. So.
All right. Well, I shall entertain myself.
Yeah, I'll sing you a song. I won't be a sec. Do you want to go out, Monty? There you go.
There we go. I've got top on.
Hey, that's better.
How's it going with the baby, Will?
Yeah, not bad now. Not bad. Starting to sleep. Do most of his sleeping in the evening, so
Yeah.
Starting to get my life back.
How many kids is that now?
That's my second.
Second. Well, I've got 5, so you got a few to go.
Come on.
Hey.
5. I'm not having no more.
You're not.
No, you can man mark against 2.
Well, I'll set that.
But more than that, you need to employ a zonal system.
Well, we had 3 sort of all together within. Well, there was 3 years between, and my eldest is 21 now. My youngest is the middle one, sort of like 16, and then we had another boy in like 2009. And then we just decided to have another one just to keep him company. So yeah, 5. So it was lucky that we had another boy as well. So they're about a year and a half apart. So it's pretty good.
You got 5 kids?
5 kids.
Bloody hell, fire. I hope you're keeping it in your trousers from now on.
Yeah. Ball's getting away.
Try stick with the Vicks, mate. You'll know they're out. Yeah. Honest to God, my mate's just started a baby, sort of, well, 12 months ago. And, you know, we sit in the pub, we go out every single Wednesday, it's what we do. And he sort of tells me about his week. And it's like, oh, fuck, seriously. I could not. I take my hat off. I take my hat off to you guys. I'm so glad that it's just done. It's out of the way because I couldn't handle it now. Really could not handle it at all. Fuck that. Getting up in the middle of the night, dealing with all that. I couldn't do it. I could not do it at all. It's pathetic.
Check out the decadence from Ebbs with his Twister.
Who?
Twister.
Ebbs.
Bonjour. Bonsoir.
He's frozen one of Adam's beers.
Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah.
How are you?
Sober as fuck.
So I'm sober as fuck. I am. What's that you're eating?
Twister, lolly mini twister. Not even a real proper twister.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
nice one.
Sarah's about and all.
Hello. Hey,
How you doing?
Sarah's in the house.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, no. Fine.
No, can't hear a word you're saying.
Oh, that's right then.
Nice one. Who's that?
What
are you saying?
I'm on the gin tonight.
On the gin?
Pint of gin.
No,
Got to be done now and again.
Yeah. Do you know when I go on the gin? I'm always trying to lose weight. I've been trying to lose weight since I was 2. But I go on the gym when I'm trying to lose weight. And the problem is with that stuff is that you get pissed so quick. I think, beer tonight, I'll have a gin. But then I'll just get the bottle and tip it in. And then I'll top it up with a little bit of sort of tonic. And 2 drinks, you're absolutely wankered. You know, you're absolutely wankered. It just doesn't work for me at all. So I find for me, beer is fine because I can keep tabs of how much beer I'm drinking.
Yeah.
So, you know,
yes,
it doesn't do any good for me where it's fine.
It's always hard to know how much gin you've put in because, I mean, who bothers measuring it? Be honest.
Yeah, I know.
Looking at the lace.
I say I always have, but I never do. Where's the ice? Where's the lemon?
The ice has just melted whilst I was sort of playing around with the computer. But, yeah, looking at the lacing on that glass, I might put a bit too much in.
The lacing on the glass. It's gin. You're not going to get any lacing on the bloody glass.
The legs on the glass. It's like sticking to the side like mad. So
that's my perfect hangover drink. That is.
Yeah. What, causing one or getting over one?
For getting over one, gin and tonic. Perfect lunchtime drink next day.
I haven't tried that one. I'll have to try it sometime.
You need beer to counteract that one tomorrow, though.
I got beer, so it's okay.
There's only one thing for me that works with a hangover.
I dread to think.
Stodge. Just stodge. Some dodgy fry-up crap. That is the only thing that works for me. Nothing else works.
Pecan.
I can't drink. No. If I've got absolutely arsehole the night before, there is no way I can put a drink near my mouth. No way. Physically impossible. I'd be ill. So
I'll be the same. I couldn't do it either. I normally end up going back to bed if I've got a hangover.
I wish. I'm not allowed to go back to bed. Do you know, there isn't a day in the week that I haven't got something to do that I could just go back to bed. I wish I was young again.
Speak to Will about that. I bet you Will doesn't get a lie in. I bet you Will doesn't see, 7 a.m., let alone,
Oh, I see plenty of 7 a.m s.
And 6 a.m s and 5 a.m s.
That's what I mean, yeah.
All the a.m s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my daughter's just got up. Hang on.
I was getting a beer.
But yeah, I don't know about being old. I think I'm probably older than you, Graham.
Don't know. How old are you?
2017, 47 in 2 weeks.
I thought you were saying you were born in. What was that?
1970.
How old are you? 47.
Yeah, 1970.
Yeah. Well, you're not that much older than me. I'm 21.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was yesterday. That was.
Yeah. 21.
Yeah, it's a good age, that.
And this pizza that I'm eating is completely fat free.
That sounds good.
Yeah. No, I'm 43. But I feel much older. Much older. I do. I've got to say, I do. Of late, I'm feeling very old.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it a bit now.
Don't know why.
I managed to get away for about 15 years without any of these, but they're getting more or less critical for reading now.
What, wearing specs?
Yeah,
I've worn glasses.
Well, I wore glasses all the way up until 2002. Then I got my eyes lasered, and they've been fine ever since. But now it's just starting to get to the point where I can use them properly for reading again, because it's a little bit blurry.
When did you get your eyes lasered?
2002, I got it done in London. I was living there at the time.
Well, they reckon it's only good for about 10 years, though, don't they?
Yeah, so I've done well there. And they say sort of as you get older, you're going to need reading glasses anyway. So I'm glad I had it done when I did. I managed to get the most out of it for 15 odd years.
I've been wearing glasses pretty much since I started looking at porno magazines. It's true.
Well, they say that'll do it to you. Hang on one sec. Just got to say night to my boy.
As soon as I mention porno magazines, it all goes quiet.
No, sorry. Kyle came down to say goodnight.
Yeah, my dad said to me, he says, if you keep reading those, son, you'll go blind. And he's right. I did.
Well, I mean, did he also tell you if you keep reading them, you'll die? Because you will one day. Everyone will.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, it's just a case of do you go blind before you die or after, I mean? Yeah, it's one of those things people say. I don't know why.
I need to cut down on alcohol.
It's not the alcohol that does it. It's the stuff with the alcohol, I think.
Kebabs.
Sorry?
No, poor joke.
I didn't hear it, sorry.
Well, probably best then.
Fair enough. No, it's just sort of once you've had a few drinks, you tend to go for something to nom as well, don't you, all the time?
Aye.
What, grub, you mean?
Yeah.
Aye.
Only on a Friday and Saturday. During the week.
And when do you drink?
Sorry?
And do you only drink on Friday and Saturday?
No, I drink I would say on an average week, I drink most days that I've got a wine in it.
Sounds reasonable. I've got that recently.
Yeah. No, I drink most nights of the week, but not massive amounts.
Yeah.
I try to have a night off, try to have 2 nights off, but I don't eat any crap. I mean, nothing. I don't eat any crap. Monday, from basically Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday evening, and then I'll have some crap.
No, fair crack.
And then Friday, Saturday. So basically, I have sort of 5 really good days and then 2 not so good days. But it don't seem to do me much good. You know, I've lost a couple of stone. I've stuck there, and I ain't losing any more. But the reality is, we know what it is. It's this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it does do it to you.
I'll go all day. I'll eat fucking dust, and then I'll go home at night and I'll have, you know, a few bottles of beer, and you know, there's as much calories in that as, you know, everything you've eaten in the day. So
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, it can be.
I think the reality is some of us are thin, some of us are fat, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't worry about it too much anymore, but I am starting to feel it now, so I've really got to start losing some again.
Yeah, it's not easy though. It's not easy, Sarah. It's very, very difficult. Do you go out and about? Do you do much exercise?
A lot less than I used to since I've been made redundant. I work from home now, so I tend to be spending a lot of time here. My commute is walk downstairs to here, and then end up even if I'm not actually working, I'm normally here in case they shout and need a hand with something. So it's like I don't get out as much as I used to.
What do you do? What's your career?
Sysadmin, developer, that sort of thing. So at the moment, I'm just waiting for an interview with the original writer of WordPress to see if I get a job in his company. But at the moment, I just do freelancing. So systems
freelancing doing what? Sorry, Sarah.
Systems administration and web development.
What's David? Sarah, what do you dev in? What do you dev in?
PHP, HTML, CSS, a bit of C. In the past, I've done iOS. The only thing I've never really liked is Java, so I don't do Android, and I try to stay away from Perl as much as possible.
Fair enough. I'm a .NET dev.
Yeah, done some of that, and some classic ASP as well in one of my previous jobs. That was fun. It's amazing how fast you can make stuff when you transfer it away from classic ASP.
Yeah, because it's a bag of spanners.
You're a lot more polite about it than me, mate. It's a pile of bird feathers.
Quite. Still, no one uses it much anymore, so that's at least something.
It is. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of supporting legacy systems. I had to do a lot of that in my last job. We had a monolithic spaghetti code management system in Access, which was all like classic ASP.
Sounds delightful.
Right, pain. We were migrating away from it, but there was just so much functionality there. It literally took years.
Problem though, isn't it, when when it's greenfield it's easy, but when you've got to incorporate all this stuff that's come before, that's just been built on and built on and built on and built on, and it's become so intertwined with everything.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the trouble is, half the reports we were trying to make work, it's only after we spent like a week trying to make them work in the new migrated system that sort of, oh, that's never worked. Don't worry about that report. It's just like, ah! So yeah.
So what do you do then, Geeky Dad?
Similar to Sarah, web developer, write websites and back-end server-based code that goes with it.
Mm-hmm. For who?
For a little startup that does supply chain transparency.
Nice. That sounds good to me.
Well, we're all in the northern Silicon Valley up here in Leeds.
I didn't know there was a northern Silicon Valley.
Oh, well, there you go. More you know, Sarah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm learning now.
We've got balls and everything.
So next
week they're going to be doing a sitcom about it real soon.
I used to work in an agency in Poole, and the standing joke was they were going to start filming a documentary called The Agency because so much weird shit happened all the time. Pardon my French. But yeah, next week I get my interview with Matt Mullenweg, so hopefully I will become an automatician working on some of the biggest sites in the world. So
Sounds good.
It'll be very good if I
notch for
get
the
it.
CV then.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Does it pay well?
No one's allowed to say, but I've been told by everyone I've spoken to that they are very happy with the compensation. So I am guessing that's a yes.
Tech companies don't change, do they? Doesn't matter where they are, they're all the same.
I mean, there's plenty of perks as well. I mean, if I get this job, they're flying me off to Whistler in Canada in September. So I'll get to try some decent beer over there and stuff like that. Basically, you get flown around the world 3 weeks out of the year. So
sorry, Sarah, did you just say decent beer in Canada?
There's supposed to be some. There's a couple of craft beer bars around Whistler.
Are you going to remortgage before you go there to get some?
I don't have to pay anything for the entire week, so.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Do you need somebody to carry your luggage?
Unfortunately, no.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Right, alcohol.
Sounds good. What is it?
It's all right. It's punk.
I don't mind punk now and again. Everyone slates it, but I don't mind it.
Well, no, I'm not buying it again. I'm a bit sick of it now, to be honest. I'm getting a bit.
I swear it used to be better. It might just be me remembering a time when I was discovering beer, but I swear it used to taste much more vibrant.
It did. No, I've said this a few times, and a few people have said that they have changed the recipe. It is different now. So, yeah, for sure, they've changed it. But they do with everything. You know, everything gets changed and pissed around with. But yeah, punk is not the same. The only one there's two that I really enjoy of BrewDog, and that is the Jet Black Heart, which I've been drinking
that's not bad.
And yeah, I love it. It's beautiful. And Elvis Juice.
Yeah, Tracy loves Elvis Juice.
Absolutely superb. Love Elvis
Mind
Juice.
you, they've got to change the name on that now, haven't they? After losing to Presley Estate.
Well, no, I heard it, but then I heard I don't know. Was it actually you, or was it Stephen Big Banana saying that they don't need to change the name of it. They just can't sort of not copyright the name of Elvis Juice. They can't stop anybody else using the same name. So I don't
based on what I read. Based on what I read the other day, they either have to buy a license from the Presley estate to keep using the name or change the name.
Right.
So
don't know them. Right, maybe. No idea.
It would be kind of nice if that happened after the lawsuits that BrewDog have been handing out recently for them to lose one.
Well, do you know something? I hate to say this, but do you know when I went off BrewDog? It was the last time I went to Cyprus, and I've been drinking absolute gash in the airport, and I got on the plane, and they had punk, and I'd just bought the book. The missus had bought me the book. I can't remember what it's called. So I sat on the plane, I bought 2 cans of punk, and then I started reading the book. And I got about 10 pages in, and I thought, you are just the most pretentious little pricks I have ever come into contact with. I closed the book. I thought, fuck you. I'm not reading you. You're assholes. And that was it. And how pathetic is that? But I just went off them. I just thought you're a pair of pretentious little pricks. I can't be asked.
They are
because they are. You know,
they totally are. I don't think anyone will dispute that, and they'll do anything for marketing. They're twats like that.
I actually wrote them a little because I got involved in the whole equity punk stuff like on a few years back, and so I put some money into the shares. And recently there was a questionnaire about what you think about the company, and basically I just let fly at them because I've sold some of my shares, but I can't sell all of them. But one of the bits was it was one of these sort of freehand things where you could write whatever you know and back up your point, and I just wrote, "Oh yeah, and by the way, James Waters a dick."
They're twats, but they're very successful twats.
Thing is, I'm kind of hoping that that's gonna come up in one of their meetings. You know, if they do like a briefing to everyone, that's gonna be the kind of like, oh, we've had some choice comments.
Yeah, that would be good.
But no, I was thinking earlier on because I was thinking about some because you know we were sort of saying the other day about like Jackhammer and things like that. I think Graham didn't really like Jackhammer, and I sort of said the only ones I like really is Jackhammer and the Firstborn to Die. But then I had a look at the DIY dog, and I realised that like Libertine I thought was a really good one, which is like a Cascadian black ale, which has got like Simcoe and all that, and it's really nice. So I'm thinking of actually cloning that one soon. But Tokyo, don't know if you tried Tokyo, but that was insane. It's a 16.5% imperial stout with like cranberries and vanilla.
No, I haven't tried that one. I did have one of theirs, which I think was a couple of letters and a number or something. That was one of their imperial stouts I had. But I tend to stay away from their place because I always feel like I've been ripped off when I leave.
Yeah, definitely. I think when they first moved into Bristol, it was a bit of a thing. So I kind of like went in there a couple of times, but balked at their prices, I think. And then the only time I actually would go in there is if I walk past that. I mean, obviously we're spoiled in Bristol now because of King Street and all that. I'd rather go to King Street. I
used to work on Welshback, so
yeah,
it was literally a case of small bear once a week. But now and again, I'll go Brewdog, and every single time I feel I have been ripped off when I walked out of there.
The only time I've actually had a good experience in there where I've thought, I actually gone in there and it's been worthwhile was when they had Speedway Stout on tap.
I haven't had that one.
Oh, that's quality. It's like my favourite Imperial Stout that I've tried so far. So
I'll have to look out for that one then, because that is my favourite style, Imperial Stouts. I love them.
Do you like coffee?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so I've only tried the original one, but I think they do like a Hawaiian coffee version and all sorts of stuff like that, which, like different special versions of it. But,
could be good.
Yeah, it's definitely worth trying.
But yeah, since I was made redundant and I don't work in Bristol anymore, I've really missed Small Bear and seeing what they get on.
Excuse me, I'll repeat.
Yeah, don't do that on camera.
Yeah, go to the loo first.
Don't worry, there's not much to see.
He can't see it himself either, so.
He can still hear us, obviously.
So it wouldn't surprise me if he took his camera with him, because the other week when we were doing a hangout,
don't go there.
He was driving and he had it on his dashboard. And he was streaming while he was driving down to Tesco or something.
Yeah, that was it. He was going to Tesco to pick up some beer because Mick was coming the next day. And he's there live streaming his drive to Tesco's in the middle of the hangout. Mental.
Be an interesting thing to file on the police report, though, isn't it? Cause of accident, live streaming while driving.
At least Rusty deleted the evidence. I think it was Rusty doing it that week, wasn't it? I can't remember who was doing it.
It'll be there somewhere in the ether.
Yeah, probably.
Couldn't figure out what was on. I just hadn't heard a massive bang, but obviously I had my earphones in, so I didn't know what was going on. But there's been people letting off fireworks, but it almost sounded like someone chucked one in my back garden just then.
Bloody hell, I know it's Bastille Day, but that's in France, not Bristol.
There's a big French expat community in Bristol.
Possibly,
Are you
but still.
serious? You little.
We're very cosmopolitan.
Well, I know we found out the hard way when Bastille Day was when we went.
Go
there.
lie down. Now.
We went to France once, sort of for a family holiday, and it happened to be Bastille Day, and that was it. Fireworks all bloody night and everything.
Shit.
I thought you were going for a piss, not a shit.
No, I did go for a piss, and I've just come back down, and I made myself a pizza a little while ago. I've not eaten it, but now the dog's just fucking robbed it. I've just come downstairs. The dog sat in the middle of the lounge, licking his lips, and he's ate my fucking pizza. And he sat there waiting for me to give him the last bit. It's unfucking believable. Get up here and lie down now. Lie down.
I thought you were talking to Rachel.
I won't talk to her like that. Yeah. Oh, right. Nice one. Cheers, Monty. Yeah. There you go then. Supper's off.
Dirty kebab then.
Yeah. No. Mind you.
What are you drinking anyway?
This is a punk, this one.
Okay.
Only because I got a great big box last week. And they had some punk in there. A selection box thing that they had, so
Okay.
it was going cheap in Tesco, so I got it. But do you know what? I'm done with it. I ain't buying it anymore.
Yeah, I
like the Elvis juice.
I had a bomber the other night, and I was so disappointed. I was just a bit like,
can't be asked. All I want to do is I want to fill my kegs and drink me on. I'm happy with me on. You know, it ain't the best, but it's better than what I'm buying. So, fill my kegs, drink me on, end off. I'll be happy. So,
I can understand that. I mean, mine ain't the best beer in the world, but it's a lot better than half the stuff that's on the bar. So,
yeah,
like you, I'm happy with that most of the time. I get the odd bottle to top it up, and that's about it.
you were doing a lot of crackling there, Sarah, for some reason.
Hang on, let me bring the camera closer. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
It's still crackling.
it's a bit like Dalek noise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Back in a minute.
Can you hear me okay? Am I nice and clear? Do I sound beautiful?
Yeah, a little quiet, but
quiet?
yeah. Probably never been described like that before, have you?
No, that's the first. I've got to be honest. It's usually shut the fuck up. Jesus.
Right, Ben?
Who's Ben? Because that's making a weird noise.
Ben Cook.
Hello, Ben.
You alright, guys?
You right?
We can't see you, but we can.
No, camera's not working.
Fair enough.
All right.
Tell you what I had
Right.
I'll tell you what I had the other night. It's an English pale ale called Mr. Harry Britt.
Oh yeah, was it any good?
It was all right. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I recorded the review like last night, but I also like I've been going on a bit of a run of recording them, and I thought, you know what, you can't post them all at once because people will just get pissed off with it. So I'll probably post it in a few days' time. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's nice.
Yeah, it's all right. Is what it is, really.
Problem is, like Rusty gets to all the reviews before I do. Even though I get the beers around about the same time, he just bangs those out. So I'm like, oh man, I didn't get any.
To do all day though, has he?
Yeah, that's true. Someone's got to give him a job soon, surely. I mean,
yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah. He's just had the bad luck, really.
Totally. Or there's just something he's not telling us.
He hasn't told us what his profession is, really. So, you know.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
He's in IT.
Is he?
Oh, not another one of those. No, I don't think he is.
No,
I don't
'cause he'd
think
have a
it's. I
job.
don't think it's anything.
No, he is. He's in IT. Yeah, that's what he does. So,
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
quite know what he does, but yeah, he's in IT. I can't work for anyone. Just couldn't imagine working for anybody at all. I couldn't imagine having a boss.
Have you never had a boss?
I've not had a. Well, the last boss I had, I punched him in the face. So I got sacked. And that was before I got married the first time. So we're talking, 20 years ago. Yeah, literally 20 odd years ago. So, yeah.
Christ.
It just doesn't work for me. Sorry?
What do you do now, Graham?
I strangely work in IT.
Oh.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah. Nerds. I'm fucking sick of these fucking nerds. They're fucking everywhere.
What do I have them these days?
No, security is my main thing. I do network security, design security systems, CCTV. That's it. It's very fucking exciting, really exciting. When the women ask me what I do, I'm a fireman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire crotch.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, we do a bit of everything. I've got lad. We do repair, sort of PC repair, laptop repair, iPhone repair, iPads, anything. But that's sort of all, just sort of little bits and bats. But the main of what we do is CCTV security.
I'm a construction project manager.
And whereabouts in the country is that, Ben?
Main of what I do is schools, airports, that kind of thing. So
I'm down in deepest, darkest west, southwest Wales in Pembrokeshire.
Yeah.
Nice part of the world.
Nice part of the world, but from miles away from anywhere at the moment.
It's a fucking good place to be, mate. It's a good place to be.
Yeah,
Miles away from anywhere.
The wages are shite, and I'm in a good place at the moment. I'm working for an LNG firm. So good bit of spare time to indulge the brewing, building up my kit. Loved your vid on building the kegerator, Graham.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that was probably one of the only how-tos that I've ever done that was actually a how-to, as opposed to a how not fucking to.
Like the sight glass one.
Oh, fuck off! Fuck off!
What's everybody drinking at the moment? I'm on a sweet Newcastle Brown clone myself at the moment.
I'm drinking that. Stone the Crows IPA.
I'm on a commercial punk at the minute.
Is that any better?
Much better, I think.
Absolutely bloody beautiful. What have you done?
I've changed to the cheapest shit headset. $2.99 special, job done.
Nice one.
So there's a Welsh invasion now on here.
Ah, yes.
Oh, who's that?
Bore da.
Nosta.
Noshta, sorry. Time of the day.
Oh dear. Well, it's Sarah. Is she Welsh? Is she?
Yeah, of course she's Welsh. Come on.
Shara Camrag.
Yeah. Well, a lot of Welsh people would disagree because I was born and bred in Newport, so I mean that's about as English as you get as a Welsh person. But yeah, Welsh and proud of it.
Beyond Wales.
Sorry, the other half shouting in Welsh in the background.
And I'm half Welsh. My dad's Welsh. My dad was born. Well, my granddad's Welsh as well. He's as Welsh as they get. So.
Oh, nice. My granddad was from Devon, I think.
Was he? How many fingers has he got?
None anymore because he's been cremated, unfortunately. But before that, he had all of them.
Well, I count myself as Welsh, but I've got one granddad from Birmingham and one granddad from Stratford-on-Avon. But there we are.
They're both Welsh. Yeah, about as Welsh as can be. Yeah, Welsh is in the blood as far as I'm concerned. It's not in the grandparents' blood or whatever. It's in your blood.
Well, where you're born, I think, is where you're from.
Yeah, totally. So as far as I'm concerned, Newport's Wales, so I'm Welsh.
Well, I don't know where I'm from.
I don't know, but all your talk of pizza earlier is making me hungry.
Yeah, well, I ain't fucking got any pizza. I only had 3 pizzas. 3 pizzas. The fucking dog is sat in the corner full as a pig. Only went for a piss. How can he eat so much pizza in such a short period of time?
Because he knew you were coming back. If he took longer, he knew he wouldn't get any more.
And do you know what? Instead of cowering in the corner, he's got the audacity to sit in front of me licking his fucking lips. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's when you can see it all over their face and they're like just pretending, wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Wasn't me. I don't fucking touch it. What are you talking about? Yeah. Oh, dear. I don't know. What do you do? Well, my lot are out this evening. They're going to watch Little Mix. Watching a concert, Little Mix.
We had that yesterday in Caldecott.
Say that again, Sarah?
When was Little Mix? Was that last night? Last night. Yeah, last night we had them in Caldecott Castle, just down the road from us.
Yeah, they're playing down at Powderham Castle, just down the road from us. So, surprisingly, I didn't want to go and watch them.
No, my brother had to go because he's got 3 young daughters that wanted to see it. Thankfully, we've got a teenage boy who's got absolutely no interest at all.
Good boy.
You and I have got all this to come, Matt.
Sorry?
Matt and I have got all this to come.
Yeah.
6 years or so.
Justin Bieber will be about 100 by then.
It'll be someone else by then, hopefully.
It'll be fine, don't worry. Don't worry about the magic age of 13 either. It honestly doesn't happen, really. Honestly.
No. Kyle was okay until his mid-14s, then everything got not fair and and I know and all the rest of it. So
I had not fair this morning. She's 4.
Early starter.
And do you know what it was that was not fair?
What's that?
We made her wear socks.
Well, you little Hitler.
I know.
No, I'm not being funny. But I think she needs to be ringing Childline. Because that is fucking bang out of order, mate. You made your poor child wear socks.
I saw an article. Saw an article the other day from mums whose kids kicked off over the stupidest things, and one of them was, "I never realized I could ruin someone's entire life by giving them the wrong color cup in the morning."
That's true.
It is. They'll kick off over anything to some kids.
Yeah. My other half's little girl, Yasmin. I mean, she's a lovely girl, but she's a gobshite. Plain and simple. She's a gobshite. You know, And because obviously I'm sort of stepdad, it's very difficult for me. But you know, just the simplest of things. Just put a clean shirt on in the morning when you go into school. You know, it's got to the stage where she's so fucking born idle that instead of putting a clean shirt on, she'll go upstairs, pretend she's put a clean shirt on, but bring down the clean shirt and put it in the fucking wash.
Oh, Kyle's not that bad. I got to be honest, he's not that
seriously bad. I caught her the other day. I said, "Stop right there. What are you doing?" She says, "I'm putting my shirt in the wash." I said, "But why has it got the top button done?" "Oh, I've just done it up." "No, you haven't. It's got the top button done because it's been on the fucking hanger." Well, I didn't say a fucking hanger. It's been on the hanger. No, it hasn't. It hasn't. No.
No.
I've stood there smelling a child's shirt to see if she's been wearing it. How wrong is that?
No, we don't get that problem. We just live with Schrodinger's dishwasher. It always lives in a state that's too full to fit everything in, but not full enough to turn on.
Yeah. And she doesn't understand why she needs to have a shower. Because she's only going to get dirty tomorrow.
Oh, dear.
That's Kyle. He'd like that logic.
Do you know what I mean? It's just... And then when she does get in the shower, she'll just lie in the bottom of the shower, shoot the shower hose across the room, wash the whole bathroom, but not herself.
How old is she?
12.
Flipping heck.
It's just unbelievable. And I'll go up there and it's like, I just want to cry. I look around me and I think, why has she done this to me? This is just unbelievable. So,
well, is this on YouTube or not? Someone's asking me.
It is on YouTube. Okay, or it should be.
Is it?
I'll find the link now. Cheers.
I have to watch what I say.
No, it's just that I've James. Is it James? Let me check. Yeah, Jason is sending me the logo for BrewTube so I can do an image tomorrow, and he just asked if it was on YouTube. So subscriptions, Geeky Dad should show up as live then. No, you're not showing up well.
What? All right, hang on.
It's gonna look out 5 minutes. Gonna have 5.
Say that again, Ben.
Going for Siggy.
Going for a Siggy 5.
God, it's been. I used to smoke many years ago. I've got to be honest, I don't miss it now, but I did for about 8 years. Videos. Old videos.
My dad's been on those tabs for about 15 years. You know the micro tabs.
Yeah, do they work? Obviously not.
Well,
I'm guessing.
Well, he hasn't smoked in that whole time. So, but like you're supposed to use those to wean yourself off, aren't you? But not take them for 15 fucking years.
I mean, I know people who used to take. They'll put the patch on. They'll take the chewing gum. And then they'll still have a fag on top of it. It's just like, man, you are never, ever, ever giving up. We're not live on YouTube at the moment.
Hang on. What about now?
I'll check now. 1 second. Videos.
I wasn't unlisted. I've now made it public.
Come on, wakey browser. Yeah, Friday night hangout. We are indeed live. I'll send the link.
Hello world,
Jason.
Still have no viewers. It's all right. We're good.
Literally just pasted the link to Jason now. So.
Oh, we have a viewer. Hello, viewer.
That's probably Jason. Hello, Jason. I've got to be honest, the trouble with these Hangouts is I never actually bother to watch the chat. I probably should.
So, well,
no. Live chat.
It's been all right up to this point because
no one's saying anything.
No one's watching.
Actually, Sarah, that's a question. last week or Saturday when I was doing the Strat Memorial thing. Every now and again, obviously I was brewing, but every now and again I picked up my phone and I checked the chat, and there was lots of people, blah blah blah, doing the thing. And I saw that Mrs. Strat came in there, so I said hello, blah blah blah. Can you access that afterwards or not? Because I can't see any way of accessing that.
No, you can't. The only way you can access it after is by using some trickery to actually include it in the stream itself. So, I mean, if I was running the stream instead of Will, I could do it via, say, OBS or something, and I could actually pull the chat window onto the background.
But once you've ended it, it's impossible then.
Yeah, basically, once the chat's gone, it's gone. Unless it's actually included in the video itself.
Okay. So you're not very good at what you do. You can't do it then.
I can't do it if I'm just a guest on someone else's video, no. Because my computer doesn't control the screen. Yours does.
No,
so
I know, I'm only joking.
What I could do, if I was running the stream, is have the chat window down the side of the screen and have the background switching behind that. But I can't do that on someone else's stream.
Right, I see. Okay. Oh, that's a shame. I would have liked to have read through that, but
yeah, it would have been nice.
That's the thing. When you're doing your thing, when you're brewing, you can't sit and go through that, can you?
No, I totally agree. I mean, I was brewing as well, and I still didn't have time to keep up with it. Now and again, I'd check on it, and that's how I saw Mrs. Strat come in and mentioned it at the time.
I was doing some
Adams that I mentioned it.
I was doing some work in the garden, so I kind of had my tablet on, just like watching it while I was mowing the lawn, just sort of keep an eye on what people were doing. And I saw you were brewing a lambic.
Yeah.
So
that's fermenting away quite nicely at the moment. It's just knocked it up to try and make it a bit more sour when it's finished. So
what did you use to actually cultivate the yeast? How did you get the yeast into it? Was it some special?
I pitched a Yeast Bay blend, which is their blend called Melange, which is a load of different things in that one. So yeah, that's what I used.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that one on. I think it was on the Malt Miller or something like that.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. Yeah, so the first time I've used it, I haven't got any idea if it's any good or not, but I'll find out soon.
That'd be good. It'd be good to know. Aren't they supposed to be like aged for quite some time?
I want to ask the same question.
It does depend. Some of them are good within a couple of months. Some of them, a year. So it'll be interesting to see what it takes with that blend. By the sounds of it, from what they've said, it will sour up quite quickly. But if you want the Brett sort of Barnyard Funk Fermiard stuff, that will take a bit more time to develop.
It's like 6 months plus, isn't it, for Brett?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got I've brewed some other stuff before, which wasn't Brett, but they still said basically leave it 6 months before it's any good, and that was the Kindle Weiss Berliner Weiss blend from White Labs. They said it takes about 6 months before that's any good.
Okay. See, I really want to have a go at doing like a kettle sour, but because I don't keg, you kind of need to put like a CO2 blanket on the top. So I'm kind of in a bit of a position where I'm also, obviously, like you say, there's a Berliner Weiss blend, but then you're doing that in the fermenter. You've kind of got to have a sour kit then.
I'll tell you now, I'll never use that Berliner Weiss blend again. After 5 months, there was absolutely zero souring at all. I've sent a bottle out to someone now, but I don't think it's changed at all.
Yeah.
And that's lacto, so that's fairly safe. You don't have to keep a separate set of equipment for lacto. It's only if you're Brett and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Or at least that's what I've been told.
Sarah?
Because I just wondered with lacto, what would happen with, like, say if you've got a bottling bucket and you use that for, your Berliner Weiss, which you've done, with lacto in the fermenter, is that going to cause issues with?
I've been told that lacto should be killed off by Stir Sam, but I've never actually. Okay. I've only used it once before, I haven't noticed any souring in the beers that I've done in that bottling bucket since. But then again, I didn't notice any souring in the Berliner Weiss itself either. Sorry, Ben, were you going to ask something then?
Yeah. You're in Wales. Where'd you get your CO2 from?
Global Foods.
Find a CO2 bottle at the moment.
Penarth Road in Cardiff, there's a cash and carry called Global Foods. I get it from there.
All right. Do you rent the bottle, or have you got a bottle of your own? Or
it was 20 quid deposit, and then every time I take it back, it's just 15 quid to exchange a 3.5 foot pub size cylinder for a full one.
Got it.
So no rental. It's a one-off deposit, and then you can just keep changing the empty for about 15 quid a time.
It's not really good, because down this neck of the woods, they're asking for, I think the local supplier is £77 rental per year. And, about 12 quid for a refill.
Yeah, I'll never touch anyone who wants rental, simply because it's like a cylinder lasts me a year unless I got a leak somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, when I lived in Poole, I used to go to a welding company who were also a chicken company. If that makes any sense at all to anyone, I don't know.
How do you weld a chicken together?
But we got our chickens from them. They were moving from welding to chickens, but they still did all the air liquid gas, so I could get gas from them. I didn't have to pay a penny rental then either, and there wasn't even a deposit from them. It was just like 18 quid a time to exchange the cylinder.
Well, I've got chickens, but not sure whether that helps.
Yeah, we haven't.
I'll be there in that board meeting.
We're not allowed any pets here, so we haven't got the chickens or the cats.
Don't inject them with gas.
But yeah, I wouldn't even think about going somewhere that wanted a rental. But I know other people haven't got that choice. So yeah, down here I just go to Penarth Road in Cardiff. Global Foods, a local Asian cash and carry that also serves the pub trade. So about a quarter of the cash and carry is all licensed stuff, fags, alcohol and everything. They do CO2, mixed gas, all that. And then the other half of it is just Asian food and rice, and it's great. Every time we go there, we come back with loads of stuff.
Sounds like my idea of heaven. I fucking love these Asian shops. There's one on Stapleton Road. There's a massive one in
There's
Bristol.
one just behind Temple Meads as well. I used to see it every time I went in.
Oh yeah.
But whether they do CO2 and licensed stuff, I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. But yeah, Global Foods in Cardiff's where I get mine.
I have to try somewhere local, I think, because nowhere near there.
Well, it's worth trying.
Cardiff,
no, I live in a little village called Mega that most people. Well, all right. I live in a little village called Undy that no one's ever heard of.
Oh, I've heard of Undy.
So I always say Mega because that's on the motorway and more people have heard of it. It's also got a motorway services and one of the biggest breweries in Europe. So a lot more people have heard of Mega than they have Undy.
Yeah, got a couple of rallies near Magor, actually.
Yeah, well, that's where I live, just in a little village there called Undy.
Look like you need to sleep, Graham.
Yeah, I'm tired. I've been on it since. Well, I got home at 5:15, and I've been on it since 5:15. So yeah.
Sounds reasonable. It's Friday, isn't it? The weekend starts here and all that.
I know, but I'm working in the morning, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's not so much fun then. If you've been on it since 5, you can always keep going all night. Then it won't be so bad.
I know, but as I said earlier, I am such a half pint. I'm seriously worried about, what's going to happen in August, because I'm a wet ass.
Yeah,
I am a wet ass.
I got to be honest, I wasn't going to go, but it sounds like I might get my Matt interview next week, so I might be able to afford it. So we'll just have to see.
Mr. Banana.
Does anybody get the Beersmith updates or newsletter or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Smith thing.
Yeah, I get him.
Yeah. I find him quite informational, but he did a good one quite recently on barley wine. It was actually a recipe for American barley wine, which I thought wasn't quite well. It looked overly hopped to me, but
That's what they are, though.
The American barley wines are a lot more hop than the English barley wine. I
So-
know that now because I nearly failed my BJCP because I was judging an American barley wine as if it was an English barley wine, and I turned around and said, "Oh, far too much hops in this," and it's like, no, actually, that's what it's supposed to be like.
Isn't that what the word
really
American
wanted to try,
means in front of a beer?
Bigfoot.
Shed load of hops.
Sorry, everyone was talking at once, and I got.
Sorry. Will, you go first, mate.
Isn't that what American means though? When you put it in front of a style, lots and lots of hops.
Pretty much.
Actually, yes, basically. American porters, hoppier, yeah. American IPA, yeah. I mean, you're probably about right there, actually. Normally, it's taken to refer to the type of hops that are used, but yeah, probably the quantity as well.
There's kind of a crossover between like American barley wine and quite like a triple IPA, for example, because the triple IPAs can be quite chewy, which is kind of like what the American barley wines are like. So I really wanted to try Bigfoot by Sierra Nevada, which is like the kind of iconic one, but
yeah,
that's the one I saw.
Didn't really get it here, so.
I think I might have had it simply because that might have been what was in our exam, in the BJCP exam in Bristol.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Bigfoot or a big mouth or something I saw on the Brad Smith blog or whatever.
Jason, if you're still watching, I just want to say thanks. Those logos are brilliant. I'll do a post about the Bridge Hugh Milk Miller Brew Day tomorrow.
You see, in my neck of the woods, a Bigfoot is like a foot-long sausage in a bab.
That sounds good to me. I'm not going to argue with that.
It's a foot long. Seriously, it's fucking massive.
Yeah, I mean, they used to just be called a foot long for us. But then again, that was probably because of everyone going to Subway.
Subway's not a bad thing. At least you get veggies with it if you want to.
Gotta be honest, I've never actually been into Subways. I've never tried them really. Someday, maybe.
If you've eaten a sandwich, you've eaten a Subway. Don't worry about it.
All right, I won't bother then.
No.
But yeah, everyone in work. We're off to Subway. Do you want something? It's like, nah.
I always find with Subway, there's that taste that's like, you know the way they like have the bread is frozen and it's kind of half frozen when it goes into the oven, and there's this real weird taste of it.
Yeah, a little bit doughy.
I've had many Subways in my time, but there's always that bit of a weird taste, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. I guess it's because the bread is kind of semi-cooked or something.
I think it's the sugar, Stephen. I can't eat McDonald's. I can't eat Subways. I can't eat anything like that. I'm absolutely convinced it's the bread. It's something, the sugar or something they put in the bread. It's just shite.
Well be.
You know, it
Kyle
really
used to
does make you feel not very well.
When Kyle was younger, he used to like a McChicken sandwich, so we used to have to go now and again. But yeah, I'd never think of darkening the doors at McDonald's otherwise.
Yeah.
But I think it is the bread. I think it's something in the bread that makes people feel. How's your father? It's just absolutely. It all tastes the same. Well, if you have an egg McMuffin from Buddy and Mackie D's, or you have something from it's shite, and it's something that they put in the bread. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. It should be shut down.
My kids love McDonald's. Seriously, it's like
what?
Whenever I take them to McDonald's.
Yeah, my daughter loves the Happy Meal.
Yes, Daddy, we love you. We love you, Daddy. You're the fucking best. I don't care.
Alright, back in a minute, guys. I've got to get something to Nom. I'm pissed already.
Nom.
How can you do that if you're drinking water?
You know, I hope my missus comes in and says I've got to get something to nom. I'll be fucking yes. That's not gonna happen.
So, just before I came on here, I'm sure Adam has got his own like hangout going on.
Is he?
A little bit.
Well, fuck you, Adam.
I think so, yeah. I've seen Calaby in there at one point. Had a bit of
Fuck
emergency
you.
with one of the kids there. They're going to wet themselves.
dear.
Just literally after I put them to bed, suddenly woke up screaming, wanting to wet themselves. So, yeah.
Stephen, where are you?
Where am I?
Yeah.
I'm in kind of the living room.
Yeah.
Sorry, the sunroom.
Country.
Iceland. No, I'm from Ireland. Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. All right.
Northern Ireland, yeah.
Just wondered because your stream is very good.
Well, you know.
They do have internet in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, we do have BV Infinity, so I'm paying the money for the good service.
You're breaking up, Stephen. I can't hear you.
Yeah, everything's breaking up now, so it was good.
It's that horse-powered internet.
I'm supposed to be on BT Infinity 2 Super Ninja whatever, but it ain't that good.
You know what? See, when I moved in here, this was like about 4 years ago. They wouldn't let me sign up for Infinity straight away. They made me sign on to the shitty BT broadband, which is utter shite. I used to live down in Belfast in the city, and in the city you can get like fucking Wi-Fi speeds up to, you know, I don't know what, insane kind of speeds.
Yeah.
And then when I came here, it was like, for some reason, they made me sign on to BT broadband. And you know the way when you sign up for BT, you get all these free deals, you get all these amazing deals because you're a new subscriber, and they wouldn't, for some reason, just wouldn't let me do it. They made me sign up for that shit service. And then I had to, when I got the shit service in, I had to then go on to BT Infinity.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't to do with the exchange then. It wasn't like the exchange just. All right, Paul.
Evening all.
How's it going?
You half cut yet, mate?
No. Too long journeying and only 2 beers to have along the way. They were nice beers, but no, it's been a long time coming. It's a hell of a journey I do on a Friday night. So.
Oh,
Where are you going from? I know you live in Wales now.
Yeah, I live in Abergavenny in Wales, but 2 days a week, Thursdays, Fridays, I work in Brentwood in Essex, just outside London.
Wow.
So I leave there. I leave work at 4. Travel across London, pick up a coach about 6:30. Travel into Newport, get into Newport, crikey, about 25 to 10. Wait for a train back to here, walk through town, and I don't walk through the door till like just gone 11. So
Me, you're having a laugh, aren't you?
It's
Yes.
No. I am smiling, I am laughing, but no, it's not funny. It's just the way it has to be for short term, but it's improving.
At least it's short term.
Yeah, it's been like I needed to move with the job because we're buying a house and needed the back history for the mortgage and stuff. So that's why it's a short term thing. Plus, my governor's trying to sort it out so that I can be here 5 days a week and like in the office once a month to report in and show that I haven't run off with all the company's money or something. So yeah, it's surprising how quickly you get used to it.
Money then.
Well, I work for Canon. I have no idea how to get their money. But if I knew that, I don't think I'd. Well, yeah, I'd have done it by now, I'm sure. But I'd have some very angry Japanese people after me.
Bloody hell.
It's surprising how quickly you get used to it, though, and sort of becomes kind of water off a duck's back. I still see my mum and my sister and that when I'm there, so it's nice.
I couldn't do it. I had trouble commuting 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I walk to work and it takes me about 20 minutes. Any more than that, I'll just have a nervous breakdown. End of story.
when we were living in Brentwood, I had exactly the same. 20 minutes into work each day and home, and I've been used to that for a very long time. So it was a bit of a shock to the system at first, but
20
it's weird. You do get used to it.
Good God, I've been commuting to and from Port Talbot for the last 4.5 years. About an hour and 20 minutes commute each way, sitting in the car. Oh, good God, does me head in.
That's a view, Port Talbot. When you go past Port Talbot and you get all the steam and all that, and all the, all the kind of industries.
Does me head in when I get out of Haverfordwest and get to Carmarthen, and you turn onto the dual carriageway, your heart just sinks. Never mind. This makes up for it.
Certainly helps.
Thing is, the way traffic is, like where I am, it's like I can drive to fucking Berkshire in an hour, but I might not some days be able to get the other side of town in that time.
Mad.
I can hammer it down the motorway, to our other office quicker than sometimes I can get into the centre of town. It's ridiculous.
Well, you should all move over here. It's like literally, I can cycle to work in 35 minutes, no problem at all. I can drive to the other side in like an hour and a half.
I thought it'd take you about 35 minutes to get out your drive.
Get out of the muck, yeah.
I saw the video when Frank came to visit you. That was hilarious.
that was special.
That was good.
Yeah, I wish I lived in that. I wish. No, I don't wish actually, because it would cost a fortune in maintenance trying to keep the guards.
So what? He was taking the piss. I just assumed that was real. I don't know why.
Of course it was real. I just don't want a minute in front of you. I'm too embarrassed.
So Steve, are you like the caretaker then, or?
To be honest, I don't actually know I'm here. I'm kind of living in a tent in the corner. This is kind of
nice looking tent, man.
This is like Hollywood. This is all kind of make believe in the background here.
Good green screen.
Hello, you alright?
Right, I'm gonna get another beer.
You?
Yeah.
Was she alright?
Yeah.
Was she was at the concert, was she?
No, we saw on the train coming back to her sitting down while we were talking.
Was she?
No.
Night, darling. Night. Guys, I'm gonna have to go now.
Bing bong.
Ta-ra.
Bing bong. See you later.
Let us help us.
Ciao.
Right, good night. Bye bye.
Post more.
No sign of Adam yet, then.
Or
He's got his
apparently
own chat going on, supposedly.
got like a whole other thing going on.
Mm.
Yeah.
Rivalry.
Shunned.
I'm taking it as a very personal slight, to be honest.
Yeah. Probably the right way to go with it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's him and Calaby. You're just having a nice little, little
Carrying on from
one-to-one.
there,
Yeah. They'll have the sort of 80s porno jazz on by now, I imagine.
So, oh, he's gone.
He's probably gone to go to Adams. I swear he's gone.
Splitter.
Pardon me. Oh. Apologies, trying to eat like the remains of roast dinner in front of you. It's not the politest thing to do, but
mate, if you don't get home till bloody 11 o'clock at night, I think you're due a big ass roast dinner.
Yeah, stops me ordering takeaway as well.
So you got either of you guys going to the craft beer festival?
I wish.
Is that the meetup?
Yeah, no, I can't go. My other half has got. Sorry.
No, you carry on, Paul.
My other half has got a Hindu that she's had booked in the diary for months and months and months on the 4th, and so I'm being dad. So unfortunately, it'll have to go for this year. I'm going GBBF the weekend after though.
Okay, yeah, a mate of mine's going to that as well.
Sorry?
I was just saying a mate of mine was going to that as well. He was telling me about it the other day.
I think Big CQ's going. He asked on Facebook weeks and weeks ago if anyone was up for it. And I was like, yeah, do you know what? I've been meaning to go for that for years and just never pulled my finger out. So that'd be kind of a little bit like meeting one of my heroes.
does he live all the way like up in sort of like Glasgow or something like that? Is he, or is he
is Scotland, but he's
Dundee, is it?
Dundee, I think. Yeah, I'm sure it's Dundee.
That's a hell of a trip from. Well, I suppose you can fly from Dundee. I think.
I imagine so.
Well, I'm coming all the way over to the London Beer Festival. Honestly.
Oh, you're going as well.
Wales, like you is, so. But then again, I'm coming up for a piss up, so.
No, I'm gutted. Really, I would really, really like to be there, but unfortunately. No.
Why did you decide to go to that one rather than the craft beer / piss up?
I think you were off camera when I said my wife's got a hen do on the 4th, so I'm looking after our little one.
She's got what? Sorry.
She's off to a hen do.
All right. I thought she was having her hen do. You said.
No.
Your wife is
not unless she's. How the hell she managed to wangle another one? But no, she's not. She's someone she's bridesmaiding for, I think. So, which means I've got our 2-year-old for the weekend. She beat me to the punch.
Well, for me, it was kind of just money.
Are you going down well?
Nah, because I wasn't sure where I was going to be with my son and everything, so I never sorted it out.
Are you getting any sleep?
I am now.
But does he actually sleep the night? Is he? What way are the feeds?
Twice. He's up twice, but at least he sleeps pretty well in between the feeds. So
yeah,
finally getting some sleep.
Jesus, I remember mine. Oh my god, it's like no sleep at all ever. It's like fucking hell. This is insane.
Yeah.
Not down. You're not coming down. You said you were going to wait to hear your exam results, was it?
Yeah, I completely fucked my exam. Basically, because we moved into our house like this time last year, we bought a house and stuff, and then we kind of like been spending money on getting the garden done and stuff like that. So it was kind of like if I did my exam, that was my good excuse to say that I'm going to earn loads more money, missus. I'm going to just buy a ticket and go to London and celebrate. But I completely fucked my exam so bad. Yeah, it's not happening.
Oh well, shit happens.
Yeah, exactly. So I was considering going down, just coming down for the day, but I don't know.
Ollie, you're coming down to the beer festival, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
I'm back from France about 2 days before. Yeah, so I'll be there.
I hope we get some good videos out of it.
Oh, God only knows what the videos are going to be like, seriously. I'm drinking from 11 o'clock in the morning, 11:30 maybe.
The morning ones will be fine. It's just the afternoon ones you have to worry about.
I want to see them all.
I imagine it's going to be like the Blair Witch Project in colour.
You do YouTube live for 8 hours, so,
I'll be drinking on the train on the way out.
Yeah, I want to see lots of live casting. I want to see lots of people doing just like, even if it's like little small clips, like the Americans do at the NHC, when they're like going around and they're just like, oh, look at us.
Yeah,
exactly. I want to see lots of that.
I'll be sat at work thinking, I fucking wish I was there. Everyone's drinking bloody craft beer and I'll be drinking bloody green tea or something.
What festival is it everyone's going to?
The London craft beer one, the one the same as the Bristol, and the London one came first, but yeah.
Yeah, is that Brick Lane or something? Is it? Craft beer, right? Oh, I know. Yeah, the London craft beer one. Yeah. I'll have to try and get tickets if I get this job.
You only get a little taster glasses, don't you?
Yeah, but they keep refilling them.
Yeah. That's the problem. It's not going to last long. It's just going to be...
Yeah.
Well, I was watching a video. I was listening to James Spencer from Basic Brew, and he did his latest podcast, and he was going around interviewing people at the club night at the NHC, and that's where like all the clubs put on their beers, and there's far too many for you to actually get through the whole time. So he said that his tactic is to walk around everywhere first before you get your first drink, and then sort out what you're going to do from that point so you don't miss out. So I think that might be a good plan, but obviously I'm not going, so
it's a good tactic. But the one thing, the best ones are gone by the time you get back to ask for them.
Didn't somebody have a spare ticket, Matt? Didn't somebody get 2 tickets?
I think Hapless has got a spare ticket, yeah.
I think he might have already given it away, though.
Is he?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you give it to Dr. Hans, or something?
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Well, Hans is coming.
He's coming from fucking Sweden, like. So.
I was going to say, it's a fair old trek for Dr. Hans, isn't it?
Well, you got 2 coming from Sweden, 1 coming from Norway, isn't it? Like, there's a few of them.
Who else is coming in?
Tom Strudel.
Skollingstad.
Yeah.
And then you got Guga Larsen is going, isn't he? Guga Larsen, the one with the like awesome beard and like.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it's him, isn't it?
He hasn't done any videos yet, has he? He started off with a really good sort of trailer, didn't he? Was it Viking something?
It was amazing. It was so sinister.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, mate, it's class.
I think it's up to it. I'll have to look.
I can't remember his channel name though.
Viking, something Viking. Brewing Viking?
Okay.
I'll look it up now. No, BrewTube, not Brutialism. God, I'm pissed. BrewTube.
Not the only one, don't worry.
It's a frank admission.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was stone cold sober at the Welsh, so I'm making up for it this weekend, I think. Continue reading.
You having your dinner?
I think I'm the only person not drinking.
Yep.
What are you having?
Talking to me?
I'm talking to Paul.
Oh, sorry. I was staring at my phone. No, this is the. This is the remains of. Sorry, go on.
No, I'm getting hungry here. I'm just wondering what you're having.
It's the remains of a joint of lamb that my mother-in-law cooked. That was
on a Friday night. Wow.
It's with a bit of veg and a bit of gravy just thrown in the microwave. It's quite pleasant.
Sorry, you went out there. Just the remains of a joint. Is that what you're eating?
In the time that was a thing, I never left the remains of one anywhere. But that hasn't been a thing for quite a while. So.
What are you drinking, Will?
This is Grand Fallacy.
From Bristol.
Is it?
Lost and Grounded.
Yeah, that's the place.
Yeah.
Is it any good?
It's an awesome brewery.
What is it? Hold up the camera, Will.
Hop Hand Fallacy, I believe.
Nice stuff.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Sitting there.
By the way,
Saison-y type thing.
Just on a completely off subject thing, that beer hawk thing that they give us doesn't work, but the Haley Craft still does. So if you want 20% off some beers, just get on it.
I deleted somebody's comment because they wrote, yeah, but if you use Haley Craft, I was like, no, that's quiet. Like, we're keeping that one quiet.
It still works though, and does Mark James Craft as well.
Yeah.
They're both 20%, but that brew 10%, brew 10, I think it was, doesn't work. No, I'm not that bothered about it. In all fairness, I'd rather just keep. Well, I think somebody's used it a few times. I know somebody has used it a few times, and it's.
I noticed the Grainfather's out of stock there anyway, isn't it? So because that's what I was going to use it for, to get a good discount.
Clearly wiped them out, didn't we?
Yeah.
Ollie.
But you know that if you did that and then you bought the Grainfather, got the 20% off, so you got a Grainfather for like 540 quid.
Yeah.
You'd then get an extra 30 quid in beer vouchers on there as well, so you can get your own beer, like 30 quid. So actually you get it for like, well, when the discount was in place, it's like 510 quid equivalent for a bloody Grainfather Connect. It's ridiculous.
Somebody messaged me yesterday, and it's Chris Wilkes actually, do you know, the one that shared it on the forum, that Wilkes, the what do you call it, the Malt Miller one. He just messaged me about it. He said, we've got another code for the thingy for, what do you call it, beer pork. And I says, well, that brew 10. But he actually went away and he came back and said, I used Haley Craft for a box of beer. So he got a box of beer delivered, £75 box of beer for 48 quid.
Bargain.
Decent.
I feel a bit bad because obviously they're like AB InBev. They've been bought by AB InBev, so you're kind of like feeding the man. But
you are, but they're getting it so cheap. They're also getting their stuff so cheap anyway that they're still making money on 20% off.
Yeah.
It is feeding.
But then you get. But then you get the likes of, you know, like Graham's local homebrew shop shutting down. There's a lot of them struggling, and you know, like obviously Beer Hawk aren't technically, they weren't like a homebrew shop, but obviously they're going now into the field. It's kind of like your.
Is that because they're sort of in bed with some sort of American company, like?
Yeah, they bought Northern Brewing or something.
They bought Northern Brewer as well, so that. They went into the American homebrew market and bought the biggest online retailer, and you know, obviously got their chain, and then they've obviously fed into the UK via Beer Hawk. So,
Brew Bristol shot down the other day.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I think they're moving on to do something else. I know one of the guys he was brewing up at Moore, so I know like that's. I think he's a brewer there, and I didn't know what she was doing other than that. So yeah, I think they got some other venture that they're going to do. So
cool.
Is it Chloe? Isn't it Chloe and Mick?
Yeah, that's it.
That's the Brewdog Elvis juice thing, isn't that a joke? Elvis,
sweet.
Elvis Costello get away with it.
Thing is, though, the wording on the actual, like the blurb on the beer is very much like put on your rhinestone suit and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's very like obvious that they were alluding not to any other Elvis other than Presley. So I'm glad that the Elvis estate went, no, fuck you. You can't just, wave your dicks.
It's not even the Elvis estate, is it? It's just a company. It's some odd company who's bought the rights to all everything Elvis.
It's just nice to see someone treating them like they treat other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've been bought out, haven't they, by someone big? I mean, I'm not really in with the scene in all fairness, but they've been bought out, haven't they? Brewdog now.
Who's that?
Brewdog,
yeah.
Been bought by a bigger company, haven't they?
Yeah, they bought into the company like 30%. So
yeah, it's Archie Group.
Yeah, they own the rights to Pabst Blue Ribbon or something. I think they like. Yeah.
What does people think generally about Brewdog?
Beers. About
the beers or the people?
The beers, the taste.
The beers used to be okay, but they've gone downhill. The people are just dickwads.
I think Elvis juice is a taste sensation. I fucking love it.
Elvis juice, yeah, I can live with that. And is it King Imp or something?
That's a nice black eye King Imp. Yeah, that's a good one.
But a lot of the early beers, they've changed the recipe and they're not a patch on what they used to be.
I think the best one I had was Libertine. That was lovely.
Yeah, I'm going to do a clone of that soon.
Well, I'm going to go against Australia and say that I'm not a fan of Brewdog.
I can live with that. I can.
I think the Elvis juice is nice, but I think that it's not top end though. It's a good beer, but I don't know. I think it's a little overhyped maybe, but
I just had it. I've drunk it out of a bottle and everything like that. I've had sort of loads of other stuff. I mean, the only real place I can get beers from around here is like Asda. Nothing's really great. And I've got 4 cans of Elvis juice, seriously, and I brought them home. And just drinking it out of the can, I loved it. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, really, I mean, the other half.
A lot of it, I think, is seriously. I'm sorry, I'm going to go against the strain again. Is seriously overhopped.
It's overhopped. What did you say? Overhopped, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really get the grapefruit coming through. I really get the citrus coming through. The grapefruit, and apparently there's blood orange as well, isn't there? But I mean, I just really get that. I can really taste that grapefruit, and I really like that. I mean, the hoppiness. I can't really mean you can get the bitterness, obviously. You don't know where that's coming from, in all fairness, because of the grapefruit. But I just really like it. It's really nice mouthfeel as well. It just goes down so well. I mean, I'm drinking this crap at the minute from Aldi.
Well, I mean, I've knocked back sort of that much gin twice, so now it's enough to drink less than cellar beers. So getting through some of the stuff in the bottom of the beer fridge doesn't normally come out.
I'm going to open a bottle of port in a minute.
Now you're talking.
I've got a bottle of rum out there that came through in one of the Welsh National entries.
Really?
Yeah, someone.
There it is.
This was last year. Someone had turned around and broken a couple of bottles, and they put a bottle of this in instead. And it's just like, oh, fair enough. It was totally weird. I've never seen anything like it. It's a premium rum. Why the fuck they put that in? I don't know.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Well, hello.
That took a lot of clicks.
It doesn't normally.
Well, it was yes, join, join.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Yes, I still want to join. Yes, I still want to allow the camera.
I'm here now.
Well, cheers. Welcome to you, mate.
Yeah, cheers.
Welcome to the Drunk Club.
Apart from me, I'm not drinking tonight.
What? You still on call?
Shame on you.
Yeah, there ought to be laws against that. Sober people on this Hangout, it's just not fair.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, as long as you promise not to remember.
Or mention not drinking again.
Yeah, drink club. It's like Fight Club. The first rule of.
That's been a thing for a while. The BrewTube drinking fraternity or something, hasn't it? Like, there's a big thing. You know, obviously you've got the malt liquor guys who are just hilarious, but there's the whole like where people just do exactly what we're doing. Really, there's so many people just go on and just get absolutely shit faced online and post on YouTube.
Yeah.
What do you mean with the shit faced? I haven't got shit yet.
The night is young.
Every time I hear someone say that, I'm waiting for someone to say, and I smell like a surfer. I'm probably showing my age there with the daft Old Spice adverts.
I'm surprised we haven't seen I Want to Brew Chris or Homebrew Chris on this evening. They're normally fucking prolific.
I can actually hear myself think on a live stream. It's very strange.
Yeah, normally there's 2 Chris's and either John or someone else at least.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Your Daft Cat Brewery, do you actually sell anything or export?
No, it's literally just a home brewery.
No.
Just a home brewer.
How many of us on here would like to sell? Because I would.
Difficult, isn't it?
I'd like to, but I wouldn't. It would take a lot of the fun out of it for me if I knew I had to brew a batch of this beer to get it out the door next week. for me, it's all about brewing what I want, when I want, how I want. And if I want to brew something different, I will. I've thought about going pro several times. I've been asked to go pro several times. I've had people offering to sponsor me to go pro. And it's like, no, I really don't want the aggro of going pro.
That's really good. I mean, I'm in a job at the moment that earns me a lot of money, but I'm not happy with.
I can understand that one. I was in the same boat.
I love brewing beer, and I love being able to choose sort of the grain and the hops and everything, and make my own way in beer. You know, and I think the beer that I brew, well, I know the beer that I brew is a lot better than the stuff I just gets pumped up the pumps at any local pub.
Yeah.
And I've even gone as far as checking out the UK.gov guidelines and how it is to set up your microbrewery and what tax reliefs you can get on it, and the tax that you have to pay, and all that kind of stuff.
I'll be honest, I've thought about it several times. I rent. I can't get any usage change on the property, so it's not a starter for me. But on the other hand, I have also considered going into cider production, where the restrictions and regulations are a lot less. But again, I just don't like the thought of having to brew this tomorrow because I've got orders for it 3 weeks down the line.
Yeah, I understand that.
The only consideration I've given, I thought, much like Sarah, that I'm certainly not of a standard where I could brew professionally anyway, but even if I was, I think it would, like Sarah says, take the fun out of it for me.
Yeah.
I could see some satisfaction in selling some if it were in a hobbyist sense, you know. And so yeah. I got quite pally with chap who runs a brewery, a Billericay brewery, which was up the road from where I used to live. And he started a brewery. He's got a micro pub attached to it as a result of their success or whatever. And the whole micro pub thing, I absolutely love. That's brilliant, and the setup costs for which are relatively low.
Yeah,
I think the first one down in Kent in Herne Bay, he set up for like $5,000 or something, and that, you can set up in. He set up in a butcher's or something like that, didn't he? An old butcher's or something, and that really entertains me. The idea of selling real ale to local people, no jukeboxes, no music, no. I've visited a few, and they're brilliant little places. They're somewhere unique to go for a drink. I can really see myself doing that. That's something I've given real thought to.
Well, I mean, they've got one in an old butcher's in Bristol at the moment. I think Lost and Grounded have just pulled out of it, haven't? No, Wiper and True have just pulled out of it, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh, have they? I didn't realise that. I knew Wiper and True were involved with that one. That's the one in Safeville, wasn't it?
Yeah, they've literally just put a blog post out a couple of days ago saying they're no longer going to be involved with it. I think they finally got the licensing sorted on the brewery so they can sell direct at the brewery. Okay.
I wonder who's got the old book. I was going to say the old bookshop. That's just down the road. But the old butchers.
I think it's just going to be a general thing now where anyone could. They're no longer going to be resident there.
Okay.
I think the continuation.
Go on, please, go on.
No, go on. That's right, you started.
I think for me, being a commercial brewer, if you want to be a commercial brewer, it's being able to say, well, I'm quite happy producing the same thing again and again.
Again. Yeah,
and whereas as a home brewer, you go, well, next week we'll do a Galaxy and a Mosaic, and the week after that I'm going to do a Citra and or whatever.
I mean, I'll be honest, I've seen both sides of it.
So you think to satisfy people, go, that's really nice. That I really like that. I want to drink that again, and I want to drink that again. That's what you're known for. You know,
For me, it's. I mean, I'm in a job at the moment that earns me loads of money, but I'm not happy in. But what I do enjoy is brewing, and I would love to be able to either supplement my income or ideally transfer my income directly to brewing and maintain my lifestyle like that.
Have you considered becoming a gypsy brewer where you go around and brew your beer at other people's breweries?
Yeah, there's a few craft breweries around me. Bluestone Breweries, Caffel Brewery. There's another one in Tenby, and I have considered brewing like under license from them.
I mean, the main difference from the HMRC point of view is you would no longer benefit from small brewery duty rates. If it's brewed on behalf of another brewer, you have to pay full duty rates, but you could still make a profit on it if you priced yourself right. I've looked into it and considered doing it myself, simply to brew a batch when I wanted to of what I wanted to, and it's something I may do at one point yet.
Yeah,
That's kind of what Adam's doing, isn't it?
the other one that I've considered is a different business venture, in as much as advertising to the sort of local community and wedding fraternity sort of thing. You know, right? Brew your own beer. What style of beer do you want? I can sell you beer and supply it for you at your function. But then you get corkage charge on wherever you discharge your beer. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I've kind of seen it from both sides. I've seen people like Gaza at Hopcraft Pixie Spring, who brews what he wants when he wants and rarely brews the same beer twice. And I've seen people like Al at Mad Dog, who turned around and told me quite honestly the other day that if he knew what he knew now, he would never have got into the business. So, I mean, it's up to you how you take it. I mean, as a gypsy brewer, you've got people like Left-Handed Giant who've been brewing gypsy for donkeys. They're only just setting up their own brewery now. They make it work. They brew good beer, and I want them to bring back Red 5. But they can make a go of it. So if you wanted to do it, there's certainly ways to do it. But I'd recommend doing it as a gypsy brewer to start with, rather than setting up your own licensed brewery.
So by gypsy brewers,
it's like revered brewers is Mikella. Mikella is like one of the most revered, brewers, gypsy brewers, that's around. And
yeah. Gypsy Brewer basically doesn't have their own licensed brewery. They go and use spare capacity at other licensed breweries. So Left-Handed Giants used to do most of their brewing at Cotswold Brewery.
Thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome. All right, back in a minute, guys.
I'm going to jump out now, so everyone,
Cheers, Matt.
Have a good evening.
Right.
Take it, mate.
Cheers.
What are people drinking here tonight?
Remains of the New England IPA I made that nearly never was.
That can't be bad, unless it's bitter to the umpteenth degree. Then no,
it was the brew day. I mean, to be honest, there was when I first started drinking it, I was like, "Ooh, that's diacetyl," because I was cutting corners on the brew day, I think, and which is never a good thing. And so I think I half-assed it a little bit. It was about 10 points lower on the OG than it was meant to be. But all in all, I think it's drinkable. I've got through the keg pretty much. But can't be far short.
What are the hops in there?
Oh fuck! Citra, Mosaic, and Amarillo.
They're good hops, aren't they?
Yeah, so it's about.
What's going wrong with them?
It's a little Mosaic forward above the other two, but not by much. Yeah. And there was an absolute fuck ton of hops that went into it. use the yeast strain that everyone's using for New England IPAs, or the main one.
Vermont.
Vermont, yeah. It's used the Vermont yeast strain. Got honey malt in it as well, which I'd never used before. And I've heard a lot about it. It's a Canadian malt, isn't it, that you can get from the homebrew company. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice. I would brew it again with a little more time, care, and patience, and I think it would, like, the good beer that's in the recipe shows through, but it would improve with better effort.
Triple B, what are you doing there?
Sorry?
I've got nothing to drink. I'm out.
You got nothing. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Surely you got some reserve somewhere.
I've got some up the stairs, but I've nothing in the fridge. I drank the last of my beer meals tonight. Oh well, no, I've got shitloads of beer meal up the stairs, but I don't have anything in the
No,
fridge.
you can't drink beer meal or something like this. It's rubbish. You got to do proper reviews
already, and I've had like 5 of my own, so yeah, I'm ready on. So at this point of the night, I anticipated that I would be going to bed, but that's obviously not going to happen. So I've got the wife's bug in there, like, which you could probably go into, like.
What's that? Say again?
Yeah, I've got the wife's bug in there, which you could probably go on to.
Yeah, go on. Come on. Don't fucking talk about it. Go.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. Yes, let's
Yes,
do
you
it.
can. Yes, you can. Do it.
Vodka.
I can say that you're a bad influence.
Yeah, we're fucking deliberating. Just fucking do it. It's a Friday night. It's the beginning of the weekend. It's not even the middle of the weekend. It's not even a Saturday night. It's like the weekend. It's literally the weekend.
Start of the weekend. Yeah, well,
End of the week.
Over here though, like we've had like 2 bank holidays this week already, on Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh,
so
fuck no, what's this?
All
right. Piss off. I've got Colin. Piss off. Go away. Sorry. Go on.
What was it like meeting Adam from Baldy's? I've seen you were all a bit over
it was really good. So the whole point of that was we actually found out that we work on the same road. Oh fuck yeah! He's calling me again. Piss off.
Come on, let him in. Call him.
No. So literally, in London, there's a road, Goswell Road. He works at the top of the road. I work at the bottom of the road, and we didn't realise till probably at the beginning of this week that we actually work on the same road. So we sort of like, Adam was like, "Well, for fuck's sake, we need to get together and have a drink." And I said, "Oh, okay, yeah." So we sort of like sorted it out for today. So we met up today. He gave me a couple of beers, and we said that from now on we'll be swapping beers literally in the middle of the road. So literally, he works like 2 minutes up the road from me.
Nice.
You're lucky because he brews some fucking good beer, like.
I was going to say, you're properly locked out.
I know, this is very much in my favour.
Who are we talking about? Sorry, I've just come back. Is this Adam?
Adam, Baldy Adam at Baldy.
I know Adam.
You know Adam.
Yeah. Good guy.
He literally works about 2 minutes up the road from me, from where I work at work. When I say where I work at work, I mean my proper work, not working in the shed brewing shit. Which
nice.
Is to be the turnout of the stuff that I actually brew.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people going on about his beer being really good. I'd like to try it one day.
Adam's a good boy, yeah.
It is amazing, like the difference. I mean, he brews his beer pretty much the same way as mine.
Well, but the thing is about Adam as well, he's got his professional side. He's got his Adam Nows.
Okay.
So he's got a professional side to his whole kind of brewery thing. So yeah, no, he's a good boy. He's a good boy.
He's prolific though, isn't he? He's always brewing. So no wonder he's got good.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Brewing all the time.
Out of everyone I've ever seen brewing, anyone I've ever seen brewing, Red Dog. For fuck's sake, that guy must brew every single
I know. Yes.
He's got a whole fucking room of fermenting.
Yeah.
Piss off! I don't.
Yeah, them again. Invite him
It-
over. Someone
it-
invite him
Isn't he
I've
between
never seen
jobs or something?
anyone with any kind of. It's like I've brewed this, I've brewed that, I've brewed this beer, I've brewed that beer, and you're like, Jesus Christ, you must have so many beers fermenting. And today, he showed a room of fermenting beers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, no, I've just got one. I just got the one
Does he
fermented.
have like a walk-in fridge or something? Like, or how does he ferment?
I have no idea what that was. It was a room. It was just a room with a lot of bottles with fucking, like, you know, stuff. It's fucking very, very, very interesting. There you go.
Yeah, I'd love to have the time for that. If you brew all the time, you do tend to get good at it.
Have you brewed at one time?
The most I've ever brewed at once is 4 beers, and they were all kit beers, and that was for a big summer party.
I guarantee you, Red Dog has got about 10 beers on the go.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, from what I might be wrong, but I seem to recall him saying he was in between jobs, so he had a lot of time.
It's not just beer with Red Dog either, though. He's on all sorts of other homebrew goodness. He does his wines and his ciders and freaking. He's into everything.
Yeah.
I'm only speaking out of jealousy.
Yeah, I'm not knocking him at all. I mean,
Even here, brew wine.
I just really can't be asked cleaning up brew kit that often myself.
Oh, my word. Yeah, I have no idea how that whole thing, how his whole system works. I have no idea.
No, I mean, I've got the Ace, which is nice and easy to clean up, but even still, I wouldn't want to do it more than once a fortnight.
Now, I've seen his system, how it works, but I just don't know how he gets the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody here brew country wines?
You have done, yeah.
The other half used to, I don't.
I've done crabapple, blackberry. They're the two main ones. Elderflower.
Brewed absolutely marvelous pink clover wine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Not white clover, but pink. Also brew elderflower wine, elderflower champagne, apple wine, crabapple wine, wine, hawthorn wine, all that's a hedgerow.
Crabapple was my favourite. I really like that. I did it twice and it came out completely different both times. So that's the nature of crabapples.
Yeah, very as it comes on the hedge.
And where I was, we had literally so many crabapple trees around Brentwood. There, prolific numbers of them, and I made cider from it last year as well. I was lucky enough got bought a cider press as a Christmas present year before last, and I did
That's got to be a bit of a bite on that crabapple cider.
Yeah, there was. It was definitely on the drier end, but I would say about 80% of the apples that I harvested were dry in the flavour anyway, and then there were about 20% were sweet or somewhere in the middle. But it was it was a bit of an epic undertaking just with the legwork of getting around all the trees and picking the apples. But it was something I really wanted to do as a little sort of project or whatever. It was nice. It was good. It was just, I think I could see why people would have a bigger press than the one I had. Well, yeah, I'll do it again, but I can't find apple trees for toffee around here. There's none. Shall say.
We got some in the village, or we used to have some in the village, because I used to go scrumping on them when I grew up. I grew up in the village and then moved back here about 3 years ago. So there certainly used to be some in the village. Whether there still is or not, I don't know, because I haven't gone rummaging around people's gardens like I used to.
Yeah. My other half really liked the blackberry one I did, but I didn't really get on with that. I thought it was too sweet for my taste, but
yeah, I made a absolutely wicked blackberry and elderberry wine about 2 years ago. Made 2 gallons of it, and the first gallon fermented out absolutely perfect, got to about 12-13%, something like that. The second demi, for some reason, didn't ferment out, and it got to about 7 or 8%, and wouldn't go any further. Tried restarting it with a restarting yeast, and didn't happen. So stopped it, sterilised it, and went to Tesco's and bought 2 bottles of the cheapest Tesco brandy I could find, and added that to the wine, and made some absolutely gorgeous blackberry and elderberry brandy, and bottled that up at about 8 or 9 bottles of that. Absolutely gorgeous.
That sounds good.
I've wanted to work with elderberries for quite a long while, because I've done elderflowers, but I've got that Booze for Free book, and there's an elderberry port in there, I think, and that sounds absolutely stunning. I love port anyway, and the idea of making one from like hedgerow sounds really good fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous stuff to make.
Yeah, the other half used to brew all the wine, but we decided we liked beer better, simply because it was ready quicker. So she stopped making it, and we just do beer now.
Yeah. And with the hedgerow wines, you've got to leave them at least 6 months, preferably a year to mature.
Yeah.
When I got on the go in the garage here now, I got gallon of rhubarb, gallon of blackberry, gallon of elderberry, gallon of crabapple, just sitting there waiting to mature. But they are worth it. The wait is definitely worth it.
Yeah, I mean, rhubarb sounds amazing. I love rhubarb, so maybe one day I'll give that a go.
Did a rhubarb saison. I think it was my second ever all grain beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, well, the beer was not of top-notch quality. It was only my second go, but you can see how it might work. It's like I think that there was an American YouTube channel. One of the guys, what's it called?
Well, didn't Thornbridge get won by a rhubarb de saison once?
They did, yeah. I know the one you mean. I never tried it, but I
haven't.
found this recipe before that happened. This was a guy, sugar. There was something to do with Northern Brewer or Brewing TV or something like that, but they launched their own channel. The guy's name escapes me. Chip
Probably
something.
Chop and Brew, Chip Walton.
That's the one, yeah. Chop and Brew. Which great YouTube channel. I haven't watched it for a long time, but they had another brewer on there who did this rhubarb saison recipe, and I picked that up about 3 years ago and tried that. It's really nice.
I'll give it a go sometime then, because I do like rhubarb. I do like saison.
Cracking. Works together well.
People have gone here before. Subscribe to the BrewTube channel and whatever else, and been making sort of fruit wines for a while. Been very interested in incorporating like fruit into the beer as well, saisons and stuff.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, it's something I haven't done enough of. I've got a Belgian lambic that I brewed for the Strat Memorial Brew Day that I've got to fruit up yet. So on the next shopping, I'm putting whatever's in season in the basket, and that's what will be going into it.
I did a Berliner Weisse with raspberry and damsons.
Mm.
The Berliner Weisse on its own was a bit plain and a bit dull. It was sour, just about.
Well, that's better than my Berliner Weisse then, because I use the Berliner Weisse blend and it hasn't soured at all.
I can't remember what I used. I think I used the blend. I don't think I used the straight one. But
Yeah,
it took
I might have just used too many IBUs because I mean it only takes about 5 IBUs to stop it souring.
Yeah,
So I think I might have put too much hop in.
Oh, there was minimal. I think I did the no boil as well. I think I just did literally. It was ages ago. It was the best part of 18 months ago. I did that. It's the only sour I've done.
Yeah.
But
Well, I did it as a mash hop, so no hops in the boil at all. It was a mash hop and a no boil, but there was a semi decoction or something weird like that. I followed Michael Tonsmeyer, mad fermentationist. I followed his recipe, so it was like boil the grain and mash the hops, and it just seemed totally weird, and it hasn't soured at all.
Like I followed the recipe of one of the other guys who used to be involved with Northern Brew, who appears on that Chop and Brew as well. Glasses. He has a beard at one time or another. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But I found the recipe. Seems quite a sensible chap. Found a recipe from him and followed that.
Yeah, he probably is the more sensible of them. Yeah, now you mention it. Yeah, it's a pity that all had to go south. I mean, that was a good thing, brewing TV, until it went south.
Does Chop and Brew still run? I haven't
Chop
really
and Brew
noticed.
Still runs. He did some videos from the NHC, and he does do some. He's not as focused on brewing as they used to be, which is a pity.
He works for Summit, doesn't he?
Yeah. But I mean, I do still watch them whenever they come up. I mean, I'm quite lucky with my job because I work from home. I can sit here with YouTube going on that screen whilst I do work or whatever. So it's like I tend to keep up with whatever brewing videos are out there.
Yeah. I like the very foodie videos that they were doing at the start as well, where they were making bacon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And with anything with Americans and food, it was on a huge scale as well. Really epic sort of undertakings. They seemed to just go very beer focused in the end, and they moved away from the food, I thought. But
yeah, I think he's starting to move back towards it again now. He has done a couple of food ones recently, and whilst I do like the whole artisan food and smoked stuff and all that sort of thing, I tend to watch them for the brewing stuff, not the food stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like when you can watch dedicated channels that are all about the food or all about the barbecue or whatever. It doesn't make sense to watch someone who's trying to mix it up all the time because they just don't do any one side of it or the other fully justice.
Well, you say that like after everyone went crazy about the vacuuming machines, and then people were sous videing steaks and all that. I found an entire channel presented by Brazilian guys that was all to do with sous videing steaks. Literally just sous videing everything, salmon, steak, their own hand. I don't know what.
To be honest, I have thought about doing a sous vide on a steak, sort of with I've got a little food sealer I got for hops, so I mean I could quite easily put a steak in there and bung it in the boiler at 50.
I haven't got the food sealer, but I kind of want one more for that than I do for the bagging hops.
Sorry, what was that? What was that, Stephen?
Have you actually?
I haven't yet. I haven't, but I keep thinking I'm going to. My teenage boy's just got a part-time job in a butcher's, so he'll be bringing home steak very soon, and it will be going to be a day.
Love it.
Jammy.
Like a bit of free steak.
Same, yeah.
Is it actually worth doing?
I've been
It's meant
told
to be
it
amazing.
comes out very nice. It comes out very tender, very moist. I haven't tried it personally, so I can't say.
It's meant to be really hard to fuck up as well.
Yeah.
Believe me, if there's anyone who can fuck it up, it's going to be me.
Well, it's a lot easier to get right than actually just cooking it in a pan or a grill, because it's very easy to overdo it in a pan or a grill. I mean, I eat my steak rare. The other half has it sort of medium rare. So it really does depend what you want.
That's the only two ways you should have it.
Yeah, anything beyond medium rare, you're destroying the bloody thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about sous vide.
Yeah.
Hang on, I saw a weird chat message pop up there.
Just me.
Oh, okay. If it was just you, I won't worry.
What are you chatting about? This kind of secret chat going on?
No, he asked if anyone was waiting to get on, but I mean, there's less than 10 people on, and now 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I thought 8 was the limit.
No, 10's the limit, I believe.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Oh, I'm not bothered. I'll go and get another beer in a minute. Anyway, I'm nearly out.
So Matt, what did you do with Adam? Is he still standing?
Is Adam still standing?
Yeah. Is he in a good way when you left him?
I'm not so sure about that, to be honest. I think if he was here, yeah, he'd still tell me if he was still standing. But yeah, I think he may have gone to bed, to be honest. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But if he was here, I would not fucking question that, to be honest.
Did you see that photograph his wife posted up on Facebook?
No, I missed that.
The child that fucking was sitting on the potty, literally in front of the TV, on the TV stand.
No, I saw that.
The TV stand, 2 foot in the air. It was like, holy! I was looking at it and I was thinking, oh my god, that's cute. The child's sitting in front of the TV, and I was like, he's sitting on the potty at the same time. He's like, oh, that's the best photograph I've seen. Like, probably.
I see Heathen Brewers Smash Off beer reviews are going up now as well.
What's that?
Oh, the UK Smash Off. It just surprises me how many beers some people have still got left to do. I've probably smashed through all mine in about a week.
I don't think it's left to do. It's left to review, isn't it? There's quite a few reviews to go in.
There's quite a few people who haven't even cracked open the beers yet. Oh, fucking hell.
What have they been doing?
What's that?
That's what Big Banana was just on about.
Oh. No, I didn't see that.
That is the most amazing
So
photograph.
that's your... Excuse me, is that your kid?
It's not mine.
Good lord.
When Steve
No
was
way,
just now, I
mate.
thought he meant Adam was on the loo rather than that.
Well, that is amazing, Adam.
Oh.
So yeah,
I think you need to call in health and safety there, don't
Oh,
you?
that's really cute. That's good, don't I?
Oh, fuck.
I think you need to put a little crash mat underneath there or something. And some tarpaulin.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's waterproof.
Yeah, want the screen before the screen.
Hearing that you're going through the sleep thing at the moment, Will, how old's your little one?
3 months.
Wow. Early doors.
3 months.
You've got it all to look forward to, mate.
Well, you know.
Ali's shocked by the whole thing.
What the fuck happened then?
Sorry.
Sorry, easily.
I've got a makeshift tripod. I can't see anyone though. I'm just trying to figure out if my internet's on.
Well, I'm guessing it is because we can hear you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just checking I'm not using 4G.
Barely.
That won't be good. I can't see anyone.
Oh, we can see you when the camera stays still.
There you go.
When the
Matt,
tripod
were
works.
Were you and Adam out on the lash then, or was it just like a opportune meetup? You there, Roy boy?
Matt, I think he's gone to sleep.
Or he's just asleep still.
He works on the same street as Adam.
I'm not asleep.
I'm on the same street.
Were you and Adam out on the lash, or was it just
Yeah,
not?
no, we were all right on that. Yeah. To be fair, yeah, you done that.
How did you get home? Did you have to get the train?
Well, I've always got. I always have to get a train home.
No, but not after having a few.
No, I always have to get a train home.
Yeah.
But tonight, yes, definitely.
I suppose it depends how many you have. If you have too many, it's the night bus.
Well, no, he's got to get to Maidenhead, don't you?
Oh God, yeah. There's no night bus out there.
Is there not bus out to Maidenhead? No, you're right.
Yeah, I used to live in Tottenham, so if I had too many in central London, then it was the night bus home.
It's a good thing about that. Mate.
Love a night bus. Used to live in Romford, and you could jump on the night bus from Tottenham Court Road. Literally just fall asleep because the bus driver would wake you up when you got to Romford.
Nice.
Normally it was the last stop, or worst come to worst, you'd end up in a place called Harold Hill, which wasn't terribly far from where I lived anyway, and so you still kind of get home one way or the other.
Nice.
Yeah. And to be honest, most of the things on the night bus you want to fall asleep during anyway.
Yeah, you don't want to remember being on the night bus.
Grim.
No, there's not much happening out this way, craft beer wise, Canterbury. I suppose was it Paul? You were saying you were out this way, were you?
Me? No. I'm in South Wales.
You went out in Kent, were you? I just noticed you mentioned Herne Bay, and that's only a couple of miles from me, actually. With that micro.
No, Zanny was talking about the micro pub thing. The first one opened up there, didn't it?
I don't actually, no. Do you know if it's still there?
I presume so. I believe there's an association of micro pub owners, and I believe he heads up the body, the group. I don't know the chap's name, but yeah.
Me and my wife went to Dover just to. I can't remember why we were there. I think we took the kids down there to the beach and that, and watched the ferries, and then we went to town. It's a bit of a shithole. And as soon as you come under this underpass from I don't know really, from sort of like the beach area, you come through an underpass and you come up, and just right on the left hand side is a micropub, and it just looks like I don't even know what it looks like really. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's like a hole in the wall.
Yeah, that's the great thing about them. I met with a guy from Billericay Brewery when I was trying to do a little bit of research, and sort of we went for a beer and just had a chat, and he sort of gave me a little bit of insight and stuff, and he was like, a lot of these places, if you've got 20 or 30 people in there, you're absolutely rammed.
Yeah.
They're not big establishments, a lot of them, but they are where a lot of mainstream pubs are closing across the country. These guys are growing. It's a growth part of the pub trade, and I just like it. I just like the simplicity. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I think I just need to get out more.
So when you say a micro,
we have actually got a brew.
Are you talking about the brew here?
This is playing big time. I can't see.
Well,
Sorry, I had Ali and Steve talking at the same time then.
Ollie dropped off. So when you're talking about micropub, are we talking about like somewhere that brews their own beer?
No. There was Sarah might be able to shed some more light on this, but there was a change in the licensing laws some 10 or more years ago, I think, in the mid 2000s, which meant that there were two things happened. The permitting of licenses went over to local authorities, I think, and it also meant that you could essentially open a pub in any kind of commercial establishment. So
yeah, the zoning changed, so you didn't have to get special zoning just to have a pub.
And so someone cottoned onto this, the chap who opened one in Herne Bay in Kent, and he opened a pub in an old butcher's. Well, I think it was an old butcher's anyway. So it's just an old sort of, high street shop front or whatever, like an old property. And he started serving real ale through there, and just straight off the cask, and it became a little bit of a phenomenon. I think Kent is still the hub for the majority of them. There's lots and lots in Kent.
Yeah, there's one in Faversham as well. I haven't been in it long. To wife to sort herself out and come into these places with me. She won't do it. We'll just go out on my own.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what planning class it is now.
They're meant to be remarkably simple to set up. It's not too hard to do. I think it depends on the local authority. A lot of them, if there's already a micropub nearby you, you shouldn't have any problem setting one up, because you're not going to get any sort of negative input from the local authority or the place or whatever when it comes to getting your licenses put through and all the other hurdles you have to jump through. But if you're trying to open one in a new area that doesn't really understand and maybe has a lot of standard pubs already, then you might get some grief. I know there was one that opened up the road from where I used to live that took the best part of 2 years to get itself opened, because they just had to jump through so many hurdles when it was really unnecessary. But I don't know.
Al at Mad Dog had much the same problem to get his license for selling beer from the brewery. It took him ages. But yeah, you can open a micropub in any premise with a B2 planning class. So it's the planning classes that got a lot lighter. You still have to go through the licensing stages.
Yeah, the licensing's the same. You still need premises license and personal license. I mean, personal license is a doddle anyway. I don't believe that's terribly hard at all.
I mean, I think anyone could probably get a personal license if they wanted to.
Well, my mate Russell's got one, and to be honest, if Russell can get one, then the fleas off the back of a dog can get one. So
I've thought about getting one in the past, and I thought, well, actually, I'm never going to use it, so it's pointless.
Yeah. But a town like Abergavenny is prime for one, because they have the food festival here, and it's very there's lots of little artisan shops and things like that anyway. So I think one here would thrive, and it's kind of a bit of a pipe dream of mine, maybe to open one, but we'll see.
Well, maybe. I hope you do.
Yeah. If it gets me out of sales, it can't be a bad thing.
Well, let's be honest, it's still sales. It's just you're selling something different.
It's selling something I like.
Exactly. There's a lot more fun in it then, isn't there?
When you don't drink the profits, I guess.
That is the big risk. If you like it too much, you can end up doing that.
Question with stuff for licensing specifically. If I wanted to produce some beer and give it freely to a local pub, would I be breaking the law if I gave it to them for nothing at all, say 19-litre corny?
They would be breaking the law, because it has to have been duty paid before they can serve it in a licensed premise.
They would.
Yeah.
Even if they're not done it?
Even if it's been given to them. Under the latest regulations, there's this whole chain of duty thing, AWRS or whatever it is, where they are at fault if duty has not been paid on beer that's been supplied to them.
Yeah, I've got the whole UK Gov guidelines on microbreweries and all the rest of it.
Yeah, it's changed recently. There's the wholesalers regulation system or whatever it is, where basically the fault's passed on to the pub or licensed establishment if they don't do due diligence to check that everyone's licensed all the way down the chain on their supply chain.
Yeah. All I'm looking at is, well, can I give somebody a free sample of my beer and do they like it? And
you can give anyone a free sample of your beer as long as they don't then sell that from a licensed premise or serve it in a licensed premise or pass it on to someone else. Basically, the law is based on the common usage of the word domestic, which is that you can share beer with, you can brew beer for yourself, your family, or you can give it to friends. Beyond that point, it is a grey area where basically it's been managed by turning a blind eye to stuff. But if someone starts taking an interest, we could be all up shit creek. I mean, theoretically, even the competitions we run are against the law at the moment, because for you to brew beer for educational or research purposes, you still have to be registered with the HMRC.
How the hell do we get away with that then the other weekend?
Because no one's really that bothered, because no one's making any money out of it. The second someone's making money somewhere, they're interested. It's like anything. You look at people who get away with murder, but if you turn around and forget to pay your council tax for 2 months, that's it. You're locked up. The government doesn't like losing any money, so if there's anyone they can take to court to get some more money, they will do.
I'm just looking towards well, making some money somewhere out of something which I think is not too bad, to local pubs on a small scale. And like I said, I've looked up the license and stuff, but it does seem very onerous in as much.
It is. Basically, the second you register as a brewery, you are liable for a duty on every single litre of beer that's produced. You can't home brew anymore. So people like Darren Shaw, Urban Chicken, he can't home brew anymore because he's licensed his home as a brewery.
Yeah.
So he has to pay duty on everything.
It just seems a bit like I said, onerous, as you know, you've got to record the waste, the lees, the trub, all the rest of it.
You've even got to do a return if you don't brew any beer in a reporting period.
Yeah, and any wastage, you brew a bad batch. Heaven forbid.
Yep. It is. The reporting on it is not simple. There's a lot of it to it, and that I just can't be asked with the aggro of it just for selling your batch. That's why I suggest going Gypsy, because then it's all on the actual license premise to do all the returns and everything. You can just turn up, pay them to produce a batch of beer at their premise, pay them the duty, they pass the duty on, and then you can flog that beer.
Yeah. There's a local here called Caffel Brewery here in Pembrokeshire, which I was looking at. They're really, really nice beer, and I was just hoping to sort of have a word with them and see if I could piggyback on them. And
that's effectively Gypsy Brewing. You're not the licensed premise. You're not the licensed brewer. You're using their license to brew your beer. It's perfectly legitimate. You just need them to realise that they'll be paying big brewery duty on your beer, because it no longer classes as small beer if it's brewed under contract or under license for another brewer.
Sorry, you lost me there.
The duty rate goes up. If you're a small brewer with your own licensed brewery, the duty rate is lower than if you're brewing for someone else. So you'll have to pay a higher duty rate on any beer that you brew on someone else's license. But then again, you don't have to do all the returns and all the other bullshit.
So if you're going to do that, does it make more sense to get as much beer as you can out of the system?
It depends. I mean, basically, the duty you pay is based on the strength of the beer. There's certain levels of alcohol percentage and certain quantities you're allowed.
5%, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something like that. I can't remember the exact figures off my head. But yeah, if you go over a certain percentage, the duty rate goes up and things like that. So your benefits of brewing Gypsy are that you don't have all the onerous reporting and everything like that, but it will cost you more in duty per keg of beer you sell.
Yeah. So you may as well make as much of it as you can. There's no point trying to contract onto a smaller system if you can contract onto a bigger system.
It does and it doesn't, because at the end of the day, you've still got to sell it. Also, if you've got a limited output that you can sell, you don't want to end up with unsold kegs, because that's just costing you money.
True that.
Yeah, like I say, I've looked into it, not right at very deep detail, but sort of mid-range. I've really considered it. And it's something I may well do yet now and again, just to sell off a batch of beer, but not yet.
It's almost like they don't want to sell the beer, really. Like,
well, it's just the government don't want you to sell it without them getting their cut. They want to screw you for every penny they can, the same as they do with taxes and taxes and taxes. It's like it becomes a game about the millionaire level, where you try and get away with as much as you can, but below the millionaire level, it's very much a case of you will get taken to court, you will get done. But if you're earning enough money, we'll let you get away with some of it. It's a very strange system.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
There's an allowance for small breweries, though, isn't there?
Not if you brew on someone else's license. That's only if it's your own license on your own licensed premises that you own or you rent or whatever. If you're brewing in someone else's licensed brewery, the small brewery duty relief does not apply.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Sarah.
That's okay. A good book is Ted Bunning's Microbrewery Handbook, if you haven't already got it. That explains a lot of this.
Yeah, not got that yet.
Yeah, it's a good book. It goes quite deep at some places, but it's a good read.
I'd be honest, like, brewing professionally is not something I would ever be interested in. Ever. I don't mind. I quite enjoy it, like, privately, you know, doing it for myself, but professionally, absolutely not. There's too much work involved, and
I'm very much with you there. I've seen it from both sides. You look at people like Gaza with Hopcraft, Pixie String. He basically brews what he wants, when he wants, and sod the rest of the world. And that sort of thing appeals to me, just being able to brew what I want, sell it if I want, job done. The whole other side of it, where you've got to sell 25 cases of this same beer week after week after week, really doesn't appeal to me in the slightest.
Yeah, it's one thing it's like if you were in a band, okay, you're in like Guns N' Roses, and you're playing the same songs every 3 days or something like that to a capacity crowd. That's one thing, like, but you know, if you're making the same old shit all the time, and it just very tiresome after a while. Yeah,
I mean, the way I explain it to people, when all you want to do is go and brew something that you've just heard about, you want to brew, I don't know, an Amarillo Citra Sour, but you know you've got to brew a special best bitter again. It's like, yeah, fuck that.
As well as that, I don't think you get as many groupies as Guns N' Roses probably did. That would ease the pain of playing the same songs every 3 days, wouldn't it? So.
Yeah, probably.
Have you seen Guns N' Roses these days? They're like, come on.
Yeah, they probably take what they can get, I imagine.
Yeah, but they still get groupies.
But the groupies were the same groupies from the 80s
Yeah,
as well.
they've aged with the band.
Yeah, just older and wrinklier.
I think Adam went to see them, didn't they, a couple of weeks back down in London somewhere. I don't remember seeing that.
Who was that?
I seem to remember Adam went to see them.
Oh, Adam,
a couple of weeks back. And they played at Stratford or somewhere. I was passing through on the train, and the whole family's in Guns N' Roses t-shirts. But
I think someone said they were sat in the garden listening to them play about a mile away or something like that. I saw as well. Yeah, that would probably be the way to do it. Sit in the garden, chilled out, drinking homebrew, listening to it, rather than paying for tickets, standing up and not being able to move or drink anything decent.
yeah, plus I'm not sure how much they are the same band they were. Is it? At one point, it was Axl Rose and Friends. It wasn't even like nowhere near the original lineup.
Sounds about right.
I don't know if it's still the same. And they were notoriously late on stage if they turned up at all.
Yeah.
He's just an arsehole anyway. So their music from all those years ago, I love. But
I've got to be honest. I mean, years ago, I did Download Festival, and you'll get all the bands on. But I wouldn't want to go and see single major bands like that. I mean, it just ain't worth the money. I'm used to going to a gig in London, paying tenner for a ticket and seeing 3 bands. Not going to a place paying 150 quid, not seeing one major band because you're so far back from the stage.
Yeah, I never.
You get a tenner in London. In London, you paid a tenner to go and see anything.
Yeah, quite regularly. Used to come out after work and go, what bands are on tonight? I mean, what was it? One night we went and saw bands that no one else would have ever heard of, but I loved them. Fairyland and Leaves' Eyes. They did a cracking gig at Camden Lock. So, I mean, you just stood there in the crowd and the guitarist from the band's just wandering out amongst you.
Yeah.
Great fun. But, I mean, that's because of my music taste, which is probably very different from most people's. I like the whole instrumental metal, goth metal, all that sort of stuff. And those gigs were dirt cheap. Tenner for a ticket, you'll go and see 2 or 3 bands for the night. And then the beer would be cheap as well.
It wasn't too far from my own taste. So, like, I mean, I'm totally out of touch with music now, but when I was gigging in London, that wouldn't have been too far from my own sort of taste. So.
Yeah, I mean, Underworld, Camden Lock, Astoria, you name it, done them all.
LA too. Yeah.
Stuff like Leaves' Eyes, Within Temptation, Nightwish, all that sort of thing. Loved them. Female-fronted metal, I was there.
Fields of the Nephilim?
I haven't ever seen them live. But maybe one day, but I doubt it now. I've got kids, sort of the whole going out, staying out late and all that is a distant memory.
There's a late? Is there a late? Oh my goodness. This is late for me.
This is pretty late. This is pretty good.
Now. 1 in the morning.
This isn't late. This is bloody early, mate. Yeah, normally I'm in bed by 10. But then I'm normally up at 5 every morning anyway.
I think, folks, I'm going to go to bed. Although, if I close this, I think the Hangout still continues.
Yeah, the Hangout will continue. It just won't keep going on YouTube.
Broadcast. So I'm going to sign off. I'll see you all next time.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Thanks for hosting.
No worries. Catch you later.
Thanks, Will. Chin chin.
Cheers, Will.